This is the I Love Friends podcast, a subsidiary to Corrupt Radio. We have Thor, Christian, Louise, James, and all of our friends. We talk about cool stuff and have some good times. Fuck every other show. This one is the best. Okay.
Yes, I can hear me.
All right, cool.
Oh God, I feel like I'm at work.
Damn, bro,
You're like, I just fucking left.
You just put a double today?
For real.
Yeah, damn, my dogs are barking.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody.
What's up?
Corrupt Radio. You know, we back every Tuesday.
Today.
And this is a special episode. We have
Very special episode.
How would you say this? A woman of great stature,
A living
on
icon.
the radio.
Yeah, I'm very tall. I'm 5'8".
Music scene, you know what I mean? She is the host of the morning show of 101X, correct?
Yeah, I'm glad
Okay,
you
cool.
did your research. Thank you.
Yeah.
I actually asked to be invited on here, but
Yeah.
we're gonna cut that part out.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, so welcome to the show. We're really glad to have you here. James, huge fan of 101X.
Yeah, crazy.
Thank
This
you
is
for
crazy.
paying me.
Yeah, of course.
Do I really
Give me
pay you by
money.
doing that?
Yeah.
How-
Or else,
Yeah.
if nobody listens, what am I gonna
For real.
do? What am I gonna do?
So
Okay.
does it go by like streams or how does that
Oh
work? 'Cause,
man, I could go into the
Ooh.
process if you want, because it's actually
Yeah.
really interesting.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when you go into this process,
Yes.
is this to all the people that like ask the question all the time, or is it more about like this is how, like just how you feel, how it happens, or not how you feel?
I feel really good when it happens.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
pretty great.
yeah. So
actually.
explain.
Okay, so Nielsen is the company that does all of the shit. Okay, the good shit.
Yeah.
For us, and basically it's so outdated. I think this is ridiculous. How it works is you can get a letter in the mail, and Nielsen will say, "Hey, do you want to carry around a box and just be our little box bitch for the next couple of weeks?"
Oh, shit.
And they're like, "Okay," and they get paid for it. And so random ass people in the world are wearing these little boxes, and whenever they walk around, it collects radio signals. So like if they go to, I don't know, HEB and somebody in the parking lot is listening to us, then that counts as like
A stream.
a listen. And not a stream because you're not streaming.
Oh
It's-
yeah, you're listening. Oh my bad.
Yeah, remember, we're from
Silly.
2003.
Yeah. Sorry. yeah.
But so that's how it works. So it's really fucking inaccurate, and I don't really know ever how good it is, but that's why it's cool to like at least stream it too on the podcast.
Like a super
You
mic.
know? Yeah.
So is that a separate thing then? Because y'all have like a website and also like a live radio on the website, right?
Yeah, we have the live radio. I mean, you can tune in from your car, from your little cute little boom box over there.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
But besides that, you can stream it on wherever podcasts are streamed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Just
you
like
guys
this
are
one.
letting me plug myself
Oh, yeah.
before the show even starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
What
not?
if it was like, that's all I give you, and I'm like, bye.
I was trying to
Look
say
at how you
like,
want.
I was trying to say them being like wake up the people. That's what I meant.
It's a
like,
revolution.
Like wake
Yeah.
up the people.
So like I wanted to dive into like your morning process, like how early you have to wake up for the morning show, because it's like
Yeah.
starts at 6, right?
It starts at 6, and I show up at 6. So the first time you ever hear me, I'm literally waking up. My process is I set my alarm for 5. Every single morning I tell myself I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wake up at 5, and
Yeah.
then the alarm goes off, and I look at the alarm. I'm like, what the fuck was 6 p.m. Emily thinking about?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
she was on something.
Yeah,
So
for real.
I end up like getting out of bed super last minute. I put on pants. I'm the ugliest thing at work ever because nobody can see me. All I have to wear is something from like the top up. So take that, work from home people. And then I go and I do the show from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. With Nick and I and our new intern, which is fun too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can evidently do that. People want to intern with us,
Yeah.
which is
I'm sure.
nice.
That's
And
badass.
then, that's kind of my morning.
So do you also do an afternoon show sometimes too, right?
I do it, every day.
Oh shit,
Yeah, that's not even sometimes.
that's
so.
every day now.
Yes.
I've heard you on the afternoon show, and I realize there's a lot of spillage of talking about sports sometimes.
Yeah.
In this show,
Yeah.
and I know you watch some college ball. I think college ball or like
College
NFL
ball?
or nothing.
I like rugby,
That's tight.
but I only watch it in person because
Okay.
Oh, got you.
It's like hockey. I'm not watching hockey, but in person,
No, in
fucking,
person, I'm
love to
gonna
go to
watch
hockey.
it.
So can
So-
you see yourself like 15, 20 years from now being the one that brings up sport into a
Sports?
topic?
Oh, absolutely not. Like I said,
Okay.
unless the world changes and everybody wants to get down with a bunch of grown men tackling each other
Uh-huh.
without any padding,
Yeah.
because that's how
Yeah. It
should
rugby
be.
goes.
Yeah.
Hashtag pro rugby here. Okay. Then no. I don't know. I grew up playing sports. So I know off the basics. Like you could
What-
take me to a party and I can fake it.
What did you play?
I played volleyball, basketball, and tennis.
Damn.
Damn.
So yeah.
Man, that's an athlete.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
real.
if you're a woman and you're over like 5'6", they'll look at you and go, "Oh my God, you have to join the volleyball
18.
team." They're literally
Come on,
18.
Brock Lesnar, get over here.
18
Yeah.
material. Damn.
For
Yeah.
real.
So that's what I did, and none of those are really popularly streamed on TV besides basketball, but not the women's
So-
basketball.
so whenever they-
notoriously.
Whenever they're talking about sports and stuff, like you just like, what do you like? You just like,
I Google it.
cause oh really? Because I know nothing
Real
about sports
quick.
either. I know nothing about anything. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to learn about football because of this dude, and he talks about it a lot and stuff, and he's into like baseball cards and football cards and
Yeah.
whatnot. All that. So
Uh-huh.
like he's like super into it. And
I'm sorry
like,
to.
oh, this is. I don't know what any of this means.
I was like, I'm
It's
sorry
like-
to go back.
It's like when you hear an older
Damn
person's
it.
opinion on the sports world nowadays, and then you, like me having a
exactly
different
like that.
opinion, I'm like, oh, I just want to flip shit on this like 55-year-old sports journalist I'm listening to right now.
That was
Like,
Cowboy fan.
I've been looking at a lot
Oh
of
my
like
God.
podcasters I found on Twitter, and they'll of course like have the whole like webcam thing. They'll be talking like, oh yeah, man, this guy's trash. This guy sucks. He's not gonna have a job next year. And I kind of like those because those guys are so aggressive about talking about it. I'm like, man, these are the guys who care about this.
They care about it, but they're not out there doing it themselves. So I mean, it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like
It's kind of like pro wrestling.
yeah, like you talk about like them like landing wrong or getting hit wrong or
Yeah.
like faking it too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like you're not out there doing it. You don't know what they have to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Anyway, you were saying that you didn't know much about sports. I was like, this shit's crazy.
Oh yeah, what I just did right now, that's what I do during the show.
You're like,
The-
you take
Oh,
care.
Oh,
You-
wrestling.
Oh yeah. no,
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No,
So
I
you-
saw that.
You just got a free preview
yeah,
of
yeah.
the behind the scenes of Emily.
Not knowing anything about sports, I called in. This was like sophomore year of high school to
Okay.
win tickets on 101X for Best Coast and Cherry Glazer, and
oh, cool.
I called in and they made me play a fucking morning show thing. And I was like, they were like, we're gonna name a football player, and then if Deb knows it,
Yep.
you're gonna.
Yep,
And
I,
I was
I
like,
know the game.
I was like, ah, fuck. And then I was going off what I knew. I was like, she probably doesn't know. If I don't know them, she definitely doesn't know them. So I did that, got all three right, fucking won the ticket.
Oh,
There you go.
hell yeah.
It was fire.
Hell yeah.
Damn. Oh, go ahead.
It was a good show.
I was just gonna say I need to call you in for backup.
Yeah, for real.
I'd be like, please fucking help me. I don't know what they're talking
This man would
about.
be great on Jeopardy.
On Jeopardy.
On Jeopardy.
You know, I like if it was like a sports category, I would be like I would lose, bro. Like I know nothing about sports unless it's like wrestling.
Wrestling.
That's it. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what it is about it. I just like
Did you wrestle?
no.
Have you wrestled any
My
of them?
cousins.
Yes,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
definitely.
Any of them?
Yeah, they're known to fight like hands,
Ah.
like
Dude,
fists.
it was crazy.
It's all
2020
love,
is crazy.
Video here.
2020 was
You
crazy.
you,
That
you
was
like
fun.
you like kiss your fist before you punch him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, boom.
It's all love.
I remember on the
all
highlights, I literally said, I was like, you're the only motherfucker I could like dead ass piss the fuck off fight, and then we go eat afterwards.
It was like, all right, I'm gonna bring it up.
Go ahead.
Me and Thor.
Bring up the.
Me and Thor, we're talking about it like almost every day this week about.
Go ahead.
This is like late 2020 or early 21, and I don't know what we were doing, but I know we were eating Thundercloud,
Yeah.
and you were on the couch, and I got up, and I
Oh, you're.
pulled out my shorts, and I fart right in front of your face.
It was not right, bro. He said you.
It was
he
like
always.
between, it's like where they are.
It was like a good at least like 3 feet. And at this time we were beefing on site. It was bad, and yeah, he fucking thought it'd be funny to get up and drop his fucking pants and fart. And I got up and we just started fighting, and it was bad. And I broke my leg during that time. Remember, right?
Yeah, your leg was broken.
And I was standing up on my fucking leg, swinging at you. That shit was crazy.
And I was like, damn,
when
dude,
you
this is
broke
like.
your leg, right?
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
he was
And I
like,
wasn't supposed to be
He was like an
standing.
I Am Legend zombie. He was like unstoppable. I was like, bro, stop. I'm sorry.
it lasted, and he ran into my room to like hide. And he was like, "Open the door."
Not only
you
that,
seen Euphoria when Rue was going off and she
like-
breaks the door like that?
Yeah.
That's how he was acting.
my leg was broken, and he was taking advantage of that so he could talk shit and then run away. And I'm like, he was saying crazy shit about my mom, bro. Like he was saying
it's all
crazy
love. Like, your
shit.
mom was just all love.
It
between
is
you.
until we're fucking literally in tears swinging at each other. It's the best though.
So then, where did you go to eat afterwards?
Thunder. They were clearly Thunder.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sat down, finished our food like, as a family.
for real. I gotta go home.
That reminds me of like being at sleepovers as kids, like being child, just going over to your friend's house. You know, like your mom approved
Damn.
it. Like, yeah, sure, that's fine, but don't go nowhere. Like, just make sure you stay at their house or whatever. Like, I wanted like to talk about like sleepover stories, and because I have like so many, but like I want to hear like what y'all's like routine sleepover be like with your buddies back in the day. Probably like 10.
I would say like
12?
middle school is
When you started?
is prime. No, not when I started. No. I'm a girl. That's sleepovers are like the number one thing you dream about. When
Oh,
you're,
really? Oh,
when
shit.
you're a child.
It's
So
a big thing apparently. I'll tell you a story in a minute, but go ahead.
yeah.
Who
So,
went- yeah.
but I would say any stories from like I think early middle school is the prime time because you're getting a little too old for it, but then you're also young enough to still like want to do dumb shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of the last hurrah before you're too cool to sleep in the same bed as your bro. So-
yeah. Do you have any like what was your ideal sleepover routine, or like who would you like, who was like that guy that you would always be like, oh, I'm gonna go play video games at your house and whatnot?
Oh, my boy Sam.
Sam?
Yeah. He like, man, there was like
Sam.
You knew that.
I did. Set him up.
Fishing
like-
for answers.
I am.
Sam, or I would go spend a night at his house. You know, we would always spend, whoever's house it was, we spend a night there, you know. But it went on from like, I believe like the 4th grade. I mean, even, I can't remember, probably last year I slept
Hey,
at
let's
his
be real. You
house.
slept at my house like about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
We don't grow out of it.
And like you don't
Sleepover,
you don't
it's
really
so
grow
fun.
out of it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you start drinking or something, you kind of like your friend. If your friend's good enough as a friend, be like, hey, just stay over if
Sleep
you
on
want.
the couch.
Yeah, sleep on the couch, lay down,
Just
like,
stay here.
take this drink. You know, like,
Yeah.
sleep right
Just
there.
don't wake me up in the morning.
Yeah.
Whatever you do,
Yep.
if you wake up in the middle of the night, just leave.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude.
and
It's
that's the
fucking
difference
happens,
between
yeah.
like being a grown adult and like being a child is you just sometimes just wake up at your friend's house and then you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah,
And
I
you
don't
just
remember this.
go.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Compared to waiting for your mom or dad. to
yeah,
be-
where you would wake up and you'd be like,
fuck.
they're bullying me.
I'd
What
be
do I
outside.
do?
I'd be outside like with my backpack, waiting for my mom to pick me up, kicking rocks and stuff.
Why wouldn't you just
Yeah.
wait inside until she gets there?
I mean, like maybe she was there and she wasn't there yet. You know, I had to wait
Yeah.
up there for a little
So you
bit.
have to tell the mom all
For
awkwardly.
real.
Hey,
I was about to
Mom."
say, I was like, bro,
Yeah.
my mom's like, I need to know what they were doing, what the fuck happened. Like, did anybody cry?
Did you guys ever sneak out whenever you have a
Yes.
sleepover?
What?
Yeah.
Whenever we had a sleepover, yes.
Nah.
What? No. Huh?
We probably walked.
I have a story.
Probably walked
Yeah.
across the neighborhood, but that's it.
Okay, I'm about to like blow. My mom's about to be so pissed when she hears this. Oh my god, she's gonna hear it. Okay,
goes
so
Be nice. She gave me vodka.
yeah, okay. Shout out my mom. Her and Emily bonded.
Shout out Ida.
Okay, so it was I think 6th grade, and I met this dude in summer camp. We went to summer camp, and but we became friends and stuff. And so he introduced me to weed. So
Oh,
like
introduced.
yeah, I was like 6th grade, and he was like, "Yeah, come over, spend the night at my house and whatnot, whatever." And so we were just chilling in his room, waiting for his dad to go to bed. And he was like, "Bro, I got this like good shit, bro. I got this like really good
In
shit."
the 5th grade.
I was in 6th grade. He was in 8th grade.
Oh,
my
my
God.
god.
Oh.
Yeah. He was
That's a
2 years
big
older than me.
gap in
Yeah.
middle school.
He's like, smoke
That
that.
was my
That
boy.
is.
But I've
Yeah,
known
it
him
is.
since we were like child. So like,
Okay.
Why
yeah.
wasn't he hanging out with kids his own age? He's like, go smoke this.
Yeah,
Hey,
6th
smoke this
graders.
shit.
I don't
Dude,
know.
as a 6th grader, I was like, oh, bro, like I was still definitely wearing like something dry fit Nike.
Picture me.
I was
Picture
like,
me right here.
oh,
Door
okay.
in 6th grade.
All right, so going back to this, let's see. So yeah, he pulls out a pill bottle of
Some Reggie.
some Reggie. Yeah,
Some-
let's be real, we kind of fucking sucked back then.
Dog
Yeah.
shit weed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Blue
so
What 8th grader is getting the good weed?
for real,
It's medical.
this is like, I was a 6th grader. I was like, damn, this shit look good as fuck. And so he was like, we gotta go sneak to. He lived by fuck, I'm gonna bleep it though. Fuentes. He lived by Fuentes, like right across the street. And so he was like, we gotta go to the park. We gotta go to the park. And mind you, I'm like, this is like the school is named after my great grandma. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah. So
Go to hell, Thor.
I'm
I know.
sitting next to a nepo baby.
Whoa. Go ahead. There.
okay.
Holy shit.
Sorry. And so we were like, so it was like 11 o'clock at night. And so he was like, let's go. So we snuck out the back door, hopped the fence, hop another fence. We're already like on the track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so we run to the playground and he pulls out this shit. And I was like,
what y'all smoke out of?
it was like a tiny little one hitter. Or no, it was a pipe. It was a pipe.
Little pipe.
It was a pipe, yeah. And it was like, let's smoke this shit. I was like, what is this? And he was like, it's salvia.
Yo.
And I was like, I thought he meant like sativa.
Yeah.
Because I heard about that when he said salvia.
Yo, fat ass off, Sal.
Yeah, so we were smoking it. Well, this is my great grandma's fucking school. I start fucking tripping, bro. I'm like in sixth grade.
And you're like, damn, weed is crazy.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it took me a while to hit that shit again. I was started tripping, and then he's like, my dad's fucking calling me. It was like he said something like about. I think we snuck out or he told him we're doing something completely else. But it was like at 11 at night. So
yeah.
I don't know why but he was like, you need to get fucking home right now. You need to get fucking home. He was like, we just wanted to go for a walk or whatever. And so like, bro, we got to go. And so we fucking ran. And there was that car wash by Fuentes.
I'm just imagining this
I know
all high on
exactly.
salvia.
Go ahead, keep going, keep going.
And so we had some quarters. We put it in. We sprayed ourselves with that soap that makes us like that makes it smell good.
Dude, this is such a good story,
this is
bro.
fucking great.
Why
How
would
have you
you
never
do that?
heard this?
I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
So I was wearing
air freshener.
I was
right?
wearing a Mighty Morphin's Power Ranger shirt. And like tight ass green skinny jeans. Yes. I was emo as fuck.
Oh my god,
And
I
so
love this story.
And so we were fucking spraying each other with soap. I was like, bro, don't get in my fucking face. What are you doing? We're like, fuck, we gotta like not smell like weed. And so we ran back. And
That was actually kind of genius.
Yeah.
But now you smell like a new car.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all smell like black ice.
Yeah.
For real.
He's gonna be like, so you snuck out to take a bath?
Yeah, for real. And so we didn't get caught, but like I was like tripping. I was like my brain was like vibrating, bro. Like I was like I could have sworn I saw something fly in the sky, like because that shit makes you like trip, like hallucinate. But I guess I didn't take a big enough hit to like. You know how they like say breakthrough? You can break through on salvia and like see some crazy shit.
Yeah,
And so I didn't see it that much, but I was like tripping. I was like, bro,
Damn, you're a child.
I was child.
Dude, that's what
You took advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
I'm just imagining Thor running in green skinny.
Yeah, dude, I was like, fuck, I was fat. I was a big boy back then too.
Fire.
Yeah, that was like the craziest sleepover I had. But like the usual routine ones would be like
Yeah.
pizza, Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies, and like just like catching
Would
the
you
vibe.
troll
No
people
salvia.
like on Call of Duty's Black Ops? Because
Yeah.
I feel like that was
Dude.
a common thing.
Yes.
I was a dick. I was talking that shit. He knows. That's my cousin. He knows. I was like bullying, but like my voice, like I didn't hit puberty yet. My voice like this. Like I was like talking that shit for no reason.
Shut up, pussy.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shit like that. And they're
Damn, Thor.
like, your bros haven't even dropped yet. Why are you playing this fucking game? And I'm like, damn, like.
My favorite thing to do with my friends is like one of my friends had an older brother and he was really fucking good at Call of Duty, and so he would be like, hey, do you want to fuck with people online? And I don't know, I was like a teenager, so I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So he would put the headset on me and then he would play. And he would start off like playing really shitty, and I would be like, oh my god, I don't know how to like shoot guns. Like that's just crazy.
Like a pull shot.
Does anybody want to help me? And
Bro, that's pull strike
And then
shit.
like out of the blue, he would just do like a complete like flip switch, and he would just start doing headshots on everybody.
go
and,
crazy.
and everybody on
Badass.
the mics would be like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like
It was
girls
great.
not supposed to be playing this.
They're not supposed to be good.
What the heck?
That's definitely like a YouTube video.
There's no way you're hot if you're this good at this game.
There's that like
Sniper Wolf.
Sniper Wolf. Yeah.
Sniper Wolf.
Shout out Sniper Wolf. There was this like ongoing thing like the girls are playing games. They're like, go make me a sandwich and shit. Like they be saying that
Oh,
in the
yeah,
lobbies.
yeah.
They're arguing. Those Call of Duty lobbies were very like traumatizing. Like they so brutal.
That shit today is war crimes.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. Like
Crazy.
I would like to thank my radio career for those Call of Duty headset things. I don't even know the fucking word
Razors.
for it. No, like just talking in those lobbies.
Oh.
Because that's how I'm able to sit in a room and just take shit all the time
Yeah.
and just be
oh
like,
yeah,
Not
yeah.
break.
no,
I've
no,
heard
no.
worse.
Man.
Yeah, I'm like, come on.
There
come
were some
on.
times where I like, dude.
Talk in the mic.
Oh man, they're vying like.
Go
You
ahead.
got a lot of patience. You
Gets
got a lot of
riled up,
patience.
never mind.
You got a lot of patience.
Oh, yeah,
You got a lot of patience.
Yeah, no, but it's just funny. I mean, like, it's interesting being somebody that's like a woman online, because another thing, like going back to sleepovers,
Yeah.
one of the things that we used to do is we used to go on Omegle.
Oh,
my
shit.
Yeah. And like this was really bad
Oh,
now
I
that
can
you
only
think
imagine.
about it in context. And definitely somehow illegal, but not on my part.
Yeah,
but, you
yeah,
know, like
yeah.
we would go on Omegle and we would just like try to talk to people, but then the friend that showed me Omegle, she didn't warn me about the penises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say, the first time that I ever saw a penis was definitely on Omegle, and I was like, oh my god, they look like that. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Damn.
Yeah, so, but Omegle was crazy. Like, we used to go on and try to prank people, and
Me too.
like, that whole thing, people are now scared to download TikTok, and they're like, oh, China's out to get me. Like, they're gonna steal all my information.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
I'm
remember
like,
that.
dude, at the age of like 12, I was talking to random strangers in Sweden online, like
Yeah.
through Omegle.
You damn near did talk
Yeah,
to
like,
China.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody already has my information anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Going back to sleepovers too. Like I remember like we would prank like one of our other friends. Like
shit was fun.
we'd be watching a movie and we put on Omegle and chat roulette and like we know there's dicks on there.
Yeah.
So we like put it in front of his face, hold him down, and make him watch dicks. We did that numerous times, bro.
Fucked up.
Numerous
Oh my
times.
God.
So bad.
Like ha 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 ha. Like go next, dick.
Dick,
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he's just
Yeah.
looking at
There was
different
this one
dicks.
time my cousin stayed over, right? Well, two of my cousins, maybe 4.
yeah.
There's a slight
He
difference.
came to stay over, right?
Mexicans
And you know,
of
it's one of those late
For real?
nights where like I was probably like 13, he was probably 15 at the time, and I was like, damn, bro, like we're at that age where we're talking about girls, and he was 15,
God.
so he was
Oh,
already in
that's
high school,
fun.
and I was 13, and I was like still in middle. Are you still in middle school? You're 13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're about to be
there.
a freshman?
And I remember I was like, man, I'm trying to talk guyish to my guy ass 15-year-old cousin. He's going off, and I'm like, damn, bro, I ain't even heard that word yet.
He has
like-
like an anatomy book.
Yeah,
Over there.
it's like the different terms and the different slang and all that.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, later that night we're watching Squidbillies.
He is setting the scene.
Okay,
This
there you
is
go.
the
So
scene.
look, all right,
Telling
if y'all
story
wanna
like
set a
Ray
scene,
Charles.
Oh yeah, here's
This is the couch. This is the
like
couch,
Ray Charles.
and this is the TV right here, and we're watching me and him. And I remember
So this is the couch.
this is the couch and this is the TV.
Okay.
We're messing around with the Rubik's Cube, and we're watching Squidbillies, and then Robot Chicken came on.
This sounds
And
fire.
then the commercials of Spike TV late at night.
Oh, Girls Gone
Oh, I
Wild.
forgot about those
So,
commercials.
one of them is
There's
called,
even like condom commercials.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy stuff. One of them is about call a hot local.
And did you?
Dude, my cousin did,
Uh-oh.
and it
fuck.
tells you what city you're going to, but it's in your local area. So we're in Kyle. He ends up talking to this bitch. I'm sorry.
Go.
He ends up talking to this girl. He ends up talking to this bitch.
This fucking slut.
He ends
This
up,
prostitute.
well,
Prostitute.
if you really think about it, he was
If
15.
you're really thinking about
Yeah.
it.
He was 15, so yeah.
It was
we
a
call
har-
her-
it was a harmless
We can call her a
thing he did.
bitch.
Yeah.
She was a pedophile.
Okay.
She was a
Doing
pedophile.
her job,
She was a
wasn't she?
But it said
Like she
hot-
called you.
job.
hot locals.
She called you?
Hot locals. It never said anything about pay for this. So it says Bastrop, Texas. He's on the phone and he's like saying this crazy shit to her.
I'm a
But
piss.
the whole time she's like moaning extremely loud. She's like, I'm gonna say, all right.
Here, give us a-
moan, insert word. Oh fuck yes, daddy keeps saying that. Moan. Where are you right now?
Yep.
This is all
What are
moaning?
you doing?
What are you doing?
She's
And,
moaning
dude,
that?
What are
and
you
me and him
wearing?
just start laughing while he's doing all that. And I'm like, bro, you were talking crazy.
Oh, he was doing it to
He was
her?
talking crazy to her. And every time he said something, she was like, oh, like fake as fuck.
Yeah. Just to get some money.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it was just like, I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I was so worried that whole month about like us getting a bill on
Was
the
it on-
phone. It was a house phone.
Wait, you called on your house? It was your house phone?
Yes.
Holy shit. That is some Christian
So
shit.
I was
real.
like, damn, bro,
and
stop.
I'd get yelled at for it, like
I was-
Butters.
dude, I was like, stop. And then, all right, so it was that. And then one sleepover time, I gotta talk about it. Because I know
don't talk about it.
You're a gamer.
Oh God. Okay, classify me as that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a gamer.
So, all right.
XD gamer mode.
Bio.
I'm currently on gamer mode, guys.
So what is it? 2015 or 2016 that demo of Silent Hill came out?
Oh,
Are you quizzing me?
No, what was it?
It was called PT.
PT. It was that year.
Okay.
So me and my friends would stay over at my house, and they were like, "Bro, James, we're gonna make you play PT."
That
And
shit was
dude,
scary, bro.
it was already dark. It was like 2 a.m. and they're like, "Bro, you gotta play PT." And dude, they made me play the demo at night. I didn't know what the hell it
Did they
was.
have like the volume cranked up and stuff too, or
A
did you
li-
wear headphones?
A little bit, but like I'm right here at the end of the table. The TV's right there. That's how close we are to the TV. And I was like, "Oh."
Do you wear
my
contacts?
God. No.
Oh, well, congratulations. The myth about getting close to the TV
Yeah.
is not true.
Did it all my life.
What about Luis? Did he already
What was the question again?
the sleepovers? Like what?
Shit, bro. I've had so many weird ones. I like when I watch porn on my Wii.
How did you get that?
So like
Jailbreaking it?
No, it just
They have the internet on there.
didn't have the
There's internet on there.
Well, it was like when I was with my
You
friend
guys are all really
Brandon.
confident about that one.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
They definitely have internet on
Answer
there.
that
Well, like,
a little too confidently. You could get porn on the Wii.
I
Yeah,
use it for
duh.
YouTube, but yeah, porn too.
No. Well, it was. We were curious about the Pamela Anderson porn, and we looked for it.
Yeah, as all children. do.
Unfortunately, I didn't have internet, and I didn't have anything else to fucking look it up. So I stole my neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Nice.
I put like the Wii.
Blame
in the
them.
manual, you know.
Uh-huh.
It was like the red Mario Kart edition Wii.
Oh, got you.
I'm kind of confused though. You said this was a sleepover, so there's multiple people doing
No,
this.
it's
or, like,
me and Brandon, we were watching some movie. Wait, hold on.
Exposes it.
I know.
He's like, "We ain't even cool like that, bro."
No, like we got in a fight, and then he like broke my window. And-
Oh wow. Okay. How did
Yeah.
it get to that?
that was later.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm confusing everybody. Anyways,
So you watch porn on your Wii.
that was
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of them.
That's what we
all
got out
I've
of the
gotten
story.
out of
Yeah.
this.
That shit was like odd because I was still really young. And then the other one was I almost drowned. Like I snuck
Oh.
out and we went in the river. It was like 4 a.m. It was my friend Brian, and you know how like fat people float. And, so I'm like,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
kinda.
fucking jumped in there and it was fucking cold as shit. But I eventually I was like
Powered
having
through it.
fun. And then I'm like relaxing and I'm like, holy shit, this feels
Yeah.
so good. And then I got sucked right down.
Uh-huh.
And I was like yelling for help and shit because like, I thought I was dying.
At 4 in the morning,
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah,
gonna come
yeah.
and help you.
Right? And they pushed me
The
back
skinwalker
up.
comes.
I didn't know whirlpools were real, by the way. I didn't know that's a
You
real
know what
thing.
was real?
A
Whirlpool.
A whirlpool.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that shit got me. That was one of them, and then Castle Hill, like many times. I know it sounds lame, I get it, but it was beautiful, man. It was the most beautiful fucking scene I remember in Austin. Is sitting in that graffiti park and
I
just,
remember everyone was so obsessed with Capitol Hill like that. Like,
It's Castle Hill.
oh, Castle Hill. Sorry, Capitol Hill.
January 6th.
I don't know why I
boy.
said that, but I don't know. I thought that shit was, I don't know. I want people to express their art. You know what I mean? But it's legal. Like people graffiti it legally.
Just say the word.
Graffiti.
No, just say how that place made you feel. Like was it just corny to you?
Yeah, it was. It made.
Oh, it's corny.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
I'm
an
never
Instagrammable.
I'm never gonna
spot.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
what
I'm never
came
gonna
into.
forget. I was. This is some crazy toy shit. Hanky would love to hear this story. I don't think I've ever told you the story. I was tagging by myself. I was getting ballsy and tagging in the middle of the day. Fuck, I'm like incriminating the fuck out of myself.
Nah, it's sorry.
Anyway,
It's okay.
statute of limitations are good.
Anyway, I've never.
They're gonna
tagged
be
it.
distracted that I'm here.
Yeah, I've
There
never
you go.
tagged in my
Perfect.
life. Anyway, I'm starting to paint and I'm like on toy shit, so I'm like super obvious and like cars are like passing by. I'm like, fuck it, you're like, and then like some fucking dude runs up on me and is like way older than me. I mean, like this dude had a fucking beard. Yo, hey, bro, hey, hey, man, you shouldn't be fucking painting here, dog. I was like, and at first I thought I was getting pressed on some paint or shit. And I thought he was about to ask me, what do you write or something, something
yeah.
crazy. And then he was like, no. He's like, take that shit over there to fucking Castle Hill.
Castle Hill.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And I was like, dude, that's some fucking poser ass shit. And he's like, nah, bro. He's like, you're fucking up this community, bro. He's like, this is the reason why we can't have nice things, bro. I'm like, it's a fucking
Was he
fucking
driving-
AC unit. What are you talking about,
Was
bro?
he driving a Tesla?
Yeah. Huh?
Did you like that? Was he driving a Tesla?
Did you like that?
No. No, Jimmy, he did not have a Tesla. He was walking on foot. But
They shut Castle Hill down, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
they're
not there
building
anymore.
condos there.
They made a condo there.
They're
They
building
they completely destroyed it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not there.
I heard a rumor that they moved it somewhere.
Motherfucker, it's a
They
castle
said
hill.
that. They said
they
that,
lifted
but
the
they
concrete
No,
and-
no.
Oh, interesting.
I'm sorry.
They had no. They had plans to put it somewhere else, but they didn't do that because they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So,
Oh wow.
yeah.
The reason it was there in the first place is they were building condos and they just ran out of funding, so there was all these walls there that were unfinished condo buildings.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's why it was there to begin
okay.
with.
Yeah, so a developer bought it, and the city of Austin was like, okay, yeah, buy this land.
Damn.
Sounds just like them.
But the real problem is now there's no graffiti park, so now the
The streets are swarmed.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, they're
Yeah.
trashed.
Did you ever tell your
No,
sleepover
I
story?
didn't.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry. I didn't have as many crazy fucking experiences as y'all.
I wish we got
Yeah.
to.
Very
wish-
wholesome.
Near death.
Very
too.
wholesome over here. I'm like, I remember like my sleepovers, at least in my head, were fire as fuck. It was like me and like these are like third grade friends. I don't know why, but I feel like third grade friends are like very pure, very cool shit.
I went to
So,
Catholic school, so yeah.
very like, dude, it was just on crazy shit. Like I remember we went fucking to my house and first like just on young boy shit. There was like a wagon that had like a cover on it. And my driveway was steep as fuck. I'm telling you, this story sucks. My driveway was like steep as fuck, and like on some kid shit, I'm like, oh, like such and such get in the middle, then like you jump on the front, and like, dude, it was a fucking tiny ass like wagon, and so like 4 boys are like laying on like all on this wagon, going down my steep ass driveway. We did it about 3 times, like and like we all flew off of it, and it was so fun. And then like the last time we did it, I forgot that like on the other side of my driveway was like a fuckload of cactus. And we all fucking fell.
Damn.
It was fun though. It was fun as fuck. I don't think that
Ouch.
many people like it wasn't that like we didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
It was a couple, but like fuck.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Wait, did you tell a crazy sleepover story?
Where do I begin?
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. Let's see which one. Okay, so in terms of sneaking out, one of the ones. So I used to be friends with this. Okay, backstory.
This bitch. No, I'm playing.
No, no. Here, if I pause, if you
Oh,
can fill
God.
that in if you'd like.
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
won't be offended. She won't watch this. But
think
so
they do.
I went.
Yeah.
Not after I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. They're all gonna be like, "What kind of racist shit is Emily gonna say that I can clip her
Oh my god.
and then try to get her to quit her job?"
Oh shit.
Yup.
Yeah, but
Constant game.
So okay, I went to Catholic school until 7th grade, so I was very sheltered. And it was terrible. And then I went to public school, and I couldn't make friends.
Damn.
And the only girl that wanted to be my friend her name was Anna.
Shout out Anna.
And shout out Anna.
Shout out Anna.
She was very cool. She was a little bit too cool for me, but my mom, she was kind of a bad influence, honestly. But my mom did not complain because she was like, "This is the only friend Emily has. Like, if this girl like gets in fights in the middle of school and shit, like I'm just gonna not." I'm gonna pretend that doesn't happen because Emily needs at least one friend, and if it's the girl that's gonna beat the shit out of someone for her, that's okay. So, because I was just like super like Catholic and like very not like religious. It was just more
You came from a very
yeah, like super sheltered.
area.
So being friends with her was so funny. Also, side note, her villain story continues to this day.
Oh shit.
She's a dark Avenger?
No, she is a very, very white girl from the suburbs that thinks she's black.
Oh wow.
Shit. And it sucks because you're like, damn,
Same
like you're a
with me.
friend, but you're like, I can't
bitch,
even.
that bitch.
Well, no, I don't really talk to her at all
Wow.
anymore. But like
Yeah.
I found her online and she added me, and I was like, oh, that's a little. I know you used to
like-
like Justin Bieber
Yeah.
when we were friends.
And now she's like bumping. What's that dude's name? Kevin.
NBA Youngboy?
The NBA young boy.
No, the fucking dude that always has his ass out and like he's always like very descriptive on fucking.
Oh, Kevin
Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates.
Kevin
Kevin
Gates.
Gates. She listens to
I
Kevin
love
Gates.
Kevin Gates, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay, so Anna, she was the bad influence. My mom let me hang out with her because I didn't have any other choice or be lonely. And so I went over to her house once, and she was seeing this guy. We're just sitting in her room, just having like little girly sleepover chat. I was like, this would be normal. We'll like, I don't know, have a pillow fight or some shit. Whatever, it's fine. And then I just see in the middle of her room, her window just kind of slowly starts to pull up. And I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm sitting there, and I have no confidence. So I was not even confident enough to be like, we're gonna die. So I was just like, just keep quiet. And they would. What the fuck? So I sat there, and she saw it and was completely normal about it. And then this guy just crawls through the window, and it was some like fucking dude that she was dating.
Oh shit.
And we were in 7th grade, and he just crawls through the window and just like lays in bed with her, and I'm just sitting here like
Like an adult?
no.
That's what I did. That's literally the way you were telling the story. I thought that's what you meant.
Well, I mean, he was definitely a little bit. He was like maybe a freshman in high school, and we were like 7th grade. So and it's like bad, but it's
Wait, he was in 7th grade?
no, we were.
Oh,
in 7th
sorry,
grade.
okay.
He was pulling.
Thor. Oh my god.
My bad.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting there, and remember, a year ago, I had to go to church every single Wednesday, and now some like dude is like going through her thing, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And there were some other girls over too because it was gonna be for her birthday party, and she just kept him in her room like a cat that she had got off the street that she was hiding from her mom. Like, you know what I mean? So she just like kept this guy in her room the entire night during our like party without her mom knowing. And then whenever he went to bed, she went and slept in her room, locked the door, and then left us to sleep in the living room. And I was just like, this is insane. Like, my mom would be so mad at me
Oh shit.
if she knew this.
I was about to say her being a bad. You were saying that she could have been a bad influence on you. Was she ever like, "Hey, invite somebody for you"?
No, she never was. It was fucking rude. That's why I don't forgive her.
It was all for her.
It was all for her. That's why I don't forgive her.
That bitch.
We're all outside like, dude, what do you think they're doing?
100%. Like, I remember, I think we were watching High School Musical. So the juxtaposition between like her 7th grade experience and like my 7th grade experience was like, I was like, oh, cool. I really like musicals. And then she's like probably losing her virginity in the other room.
He's like,
That's like
this together. He's like,
that's the duality of like middle school kids.
damn.
You're either like chilling like with a couple of buddies, or you're doing the most outlandish shit like you
Yeah.
ever
I
think
know.
of.
another story I wanted to tell. I'm not gonna. Fuck. It just sucks because like if you know me, you definitely probably know who the fuck these people are.
Hey, fuck it.
Friend group at the time in middle school. That's all I'm gonna say. Had a sleepover at the homie's house for his birthday, and they invited me, and I was like, my first James. Fuck you. No, I'm not saying a name. Anyway,
He always says that.
every time. Anyway, first time that I actually like hung out with this friend group outside of school, it was kind of weird because they were like real jockey and I wasn't. Even though I fucking was in athletics with them, and we would just act crazy, and that's the only time we were like cool because Christian just fucking never shuts up. Anyway, they invited me. I go. They invite like some older kid who's like a sophomore, and we're watching Scary Movie 2. I had never seen, like, we had all, like, I think it was like, my mom said we could watch a crazy ass movie, so like, we could pick anything. And I was like, oh, fuck, like, okay. So like, they're like, oh, even his mom was like, y'all should watch Scary Movie 2. Fucking put on Scary Movie 2. And there's like, I can't remember what, there's a scene, I can't remember who the lady is. Some tits are out for like a minute in that.
Oh, for real?
Yes. And the fucking older kid is like, yo, like, bro, pulls out his phone, takes a picture of it, and goes to the restroom, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, yo, he's beating off in there. Yo, he's beating. And I was like, literally, I was like,
For real?
I think I was in, oh, fuck, I can't even say the grade. Because this is like when I probably like found out what genuinely like masturbation was. I was like, oh, I was like, that's, everybody, that's what's up, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's cool, man.
You high five him on the way back, and you're like, why is his hand?
A
Literally.
little wet.
And I didn't understand. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was like, okay, there's tits on the screen, but like, what is he doing in there? I was like, what the fuck?
What is actually going on there? I'm kind of a little
What's
worried.
happening?
What are you doing? Is it itch or something? What the fuck?
I don't understand how when we were younger, it was just so much easier to just be like, hey, I'm gonna go like fuck in the other room. Like, I don't know why it was easier when you're younger, which is disgusting to say.
Yeah.
But nowadays I'm just like, I have a roommate, and I just, anytime she's home, I'm like, no, I'm single. Like, I'm not gonna bring anybody over at all. Like, if my roommate's there, because the last thing I want to do is have her hear anything.
Oh, yeah. That's why you gotta live by yourself. I fucking back in the day, I remember like it was, okay, this is gonna sound so weird, but like people would put on like like porn just to put it on, like just like watch, like not even like.
No, they didn't.
What are you
Nobody
talking-
did.
Like for the plot? Like you think people
Okay,
are watching
so-
it for the plot?
Okay,
Is it like how
so-
I'll put on a cartoon while I draw and I don't know what the fuck's going on?
Okay, so-
Or they're just like, I wonder if that guy ever gets his pizza. Like, you want to know what happens
the
at
plot,
the end.
the plot of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick story. Like the same guy that put me on salvia, like
Of course.
this is okay. You
Great
said
guy,
the first time
great
Do
seeing
you
guy.
still
porn?
hang out with this person?
No, I don't.
No, that wasn't
Lost
my first
contact,
time
like,
seeing
10 years ago.
porn. What the
No,
fuck?
I was saying like, I was like, it was my first time like
Oh,
actively
this is-
like.
Where is he now?
Okay, so
Gotcha.
oh man, my mom's gonna be so pissed. Oh my god. So he had
my
got me a remember when mini laptops were like trending back then?
Yes.
So I got this like
Oh
mini
my
mini
God.
laptop. It was like half the size of this, and so I was like, "Oh, cool! I get to like go on Facebook." It's like, or this is just when I found out about Facebook and MySpace, and I was like, "Oh, cool! It's badass or whatever."
Oh, I know what
and
you're
so
about to say.
and so I was at his house. And he was like, "Bro, you ever like put porn on here? Like, I bet it runs great." And I'm like,
Bet it runs great.
and I'm like,
What
"Huh?"
kind of specs did he think that computer
real.
had? Oh my.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, I don't know, like, because he didn't.
It
have
looked like the
one.
new Puss in Boots movie.
It's called
High def.
And so like I was like, nah. I was like, bro, look up Pornhub.com. And I was like, okay. And so it was the first time I've seen like actual like a porn website.
You were like, this has to be a fighting website or something
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
'Cause
and,
this-
and I bet you anything the detail that it was back in what 2000 and
2000 like 11, 10 maybe.
yeah the website is set up the exact same way.
Yeah, exactly. The UI is still the same.
It's still the exact
Yeah.
same.
That's
so
funny.
If something's ain't broke, don't fix it.
For
yeah,
real.
literally, they're like nobody cares about our fucking design on here.
So
Like,
yeah, and so like we were like, he was like, put it on. I was like, oh shit, like I've never seen none of this before. This is kind of crazy. I'm trying to think if it was the same night or a different night.
wow, this is wild.
Because this is like one of the only nights that I've spent the night there. I wonder why. But like, so we were just like watching it, like not even like on some weird shit. Like I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like, and then like his dad knocked on the door, like close it. I was like, why? Like, what's happening? I was like, is it bad? I didn't know it was like we're watching was like bad.
Oh my god.
So
yo,
I was like so confused. I was so
fuck?
bro.
damn. I'm exposing myself right now, right?
no,
Damn,
no, 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 no,
Thor.
no, no, no.
Who
no.
is this guy? I want to know now.
This is
I'll tell you
just
after.
this is just progressive. You were just like, no, it's art. You
Yeah,
know?
like so I was
it was
like,
a progressive.
I was
take.
appreciating it as
Yeah.
an 11-year-old child.
You're like, this woman's bush is aesthetics.
Yes.
And it was yeah.
It's in the shape of a heart.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And it was during summertime, so we had to go to camp the next day. So I was like, had to stop in my head. I'm like, damn, what the hell was this?
And then you
going
tell me I saw you and you didn't say shit.
on? Yeah, I did not. I was gonna put you on, right?
For real, I was over here with fucking some Iron Maiden t-shirt like except Thor.
Yeah, that shit. I didn't like even think about it. Like you have those memories where you completely like disregard until something like triggers it type shit.
Yeah.
And you like think about like so like when I told that salvia story, I was like, damn, I remember all this other shit about this guy and like.
Like he wasn't a good guy.
I think that's called going to therapy.
Yeah, for real.
Damn, for real.
Yeah, that's what happens. Unfortunately.
We all have a salvia guy somewhere
Like-
in our life.
Yep.
It's like middle school. We talked about middle school being like a pivotal time. Like we've already discussed this, of course.
yeah.
But like, I wanted to like,
I wanted to talk.
yeah, we brought up something earlier and we wanted to get into it. Go ahead.
I was listening to this podcast with some pretty cool people, and they were talking crazy about like I forgot about this, and once they said it, I was like, I remember hearing crazy shit about this. Middle school like puberty hygiene, like whenever like
Like
they
the
pulled,
sex ed or
yeah, fifth
like-
grade,
like-
sixth grade.
Like,
right?
they had-
like
they had-
that.
They had a day. I remember in middle school.
Jimmy talking about it?
I remember in middle school. They brought some doctor professor to
I
come
wanted
in for one day,
Say that, yeah.
and they would talk to the boys. Oh, this
Yeah.
is an elementary. I remember this is 5th grade.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
They talked about the crazy shit about the talk that women got and the talk that men got and how different they were.
Yes.
I remember being in 4th grade, about to be in 5th grade. I was in this area, and then my mom moved me to Austin, and I missed that talk. And I was like, fuck, I wanted to know what that was about. I got that talk in 6th grade. Weirdly, they did it then. But I heard crazy shit about it because I remember coming back. Like, I remember being in 4th grade, and there was a 5th grader, and I saw him on the bus that he was like homies with, or I was homies with, and he was like, yo, like, look at this bag. And it was like deodorant, fucking like,
Condom.
yeah, a condom, like a condom. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, like, da, da, da. And of course, he starts blowing up the fucking condom like a balloon.
Yeah,
Anyway. But
Never
yeah, the
used for
crazy
what they're
difference
supposed to
talk, the crazy different talks. And then I remember one time, even in 7th grade, the coaches pulled us aside and talked to us about like having sex and stuff and safe sex. And I was like,
Yeah.
Why in the fuck are we having this
Why do
conversation?
the coaches do that?
I don't know. And then
That's the other question.
I
So-
feel like the reason they do that is because
Sorry.
it's
Yeah,
like-
you're good. Here we go.
I feel like the reason they do that is because they are probably appointed it because you're either looked at as a coach as a big figure or like an advisor, like a counselor, and then like
Coach Johnson.
it's either a
Coach
coach,
Johnson.
it's either a coach or like a teacher everyone likes or something. You know,
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how
So
they find the person. You know?
I remember in 7th grade how.
Like,
Did I talk over him?
yeah, good.
Anyway, fuck you. They in 7th grade they're talking to the boys, and this is when I got to talking. It was literally like just sex based stuff, and I was like, okay, like I didn't really know this, but okay. And I remember we see the girls' athletics, and they tell us, dude, the coaches come back, and bro, they're like fucking crying, and I was like, what the fuck happened over there? And then this girl like told me, she was like, no, like it was fucking crazy. Like they're literally telling us, they showed them a piece of paper, and they're like, this is your heart.
Yep.
They did that shit.
Yep.
No.
Go tell the story, because
Yeah.
I don't
Go
remember.
ahead,
I just
go
remember them
ahead.
telling us.
So I
Go
got
ahead.
it. I got it 10 times worse because remember Catholic school.
God.
So it
fuck.
was like, oh yeah, this is how sex works. Also, don't do it because you'll get sex. You'll get sex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll get sex. Yeah.
Obviously.
Don't have sex because you'll get some sex.
You'll get some sex. But you'll have sex and then you'll get pregnant and you'll die. And it's like, and then
much,
you
yeah.
won't go to heaven
Yep.
because then you're pregnant. So and you're pregnant without being married. But anyways, how I know exactly what you're talking about though, because what they would do is they did like a one all together and then they did the separated ones. And when it got to the women's one, it was like shit. Like I think for us they had 2 different colors of sand, and they were like, this is your virginity, and then they poured it in, and then they were like, this is what it's like when you lose your virginity. And then they pour in a little bit, and they're like, this is what happens when you have more, or you like have sex again with someone else. So they just kept pouring it in, and then she like shakes it up, and then
Fucking
it's all
your head up.
combined, and she's like, now try to separate the different grains of sand and tell us that that's not what it's like to have
so
sex.
fucked
And we
up.
were like, what? And they also did toothpaste. So they would like squeeze a little bit of the toothpaste, and they'd be like, every time you squeeze, that's like you having a different sexual partner. And they would come all out, and they'd be like, now try to put it back in the tube.
Oh my god! So extra.
Yeah, it was fucked up, and we were all like,
real.
yeah,
That's dehumanizing as fuck.
that's terrible. And they also just talked like so much because you have God, women are fucking complicated. Why are we a thing? I'm so sorry. I love women and I love myself, but it's the gamer girl, right?
Right.
So it's like you have to talk about periods. You have to talk about sex. You have to, but like sex not pleasurable to a woman.
I think y'all just have the more key things to
We
hit.
do.
If the guys is like, careful with your dick, throw on deodorant.
Yeah.
Bro.
I know.
Hey,
I
wrap it
know.
up. You're good.
Yeah. And they were just like, oh, and let us tell you about childbirth and make you watch
They
it.
scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, it scares. It scares
That's
the
gonna
shit out
happen
of
to
me.
you.
Yeah. So I'm just always curious. I'm like, what do the boys have to say? Like, what did they do? Because they left and they were like, yeah, sex is awesome. And then we left and we were like, oh my god, if we
I'm
have
going to
sex,
hell.
Pretty much.
if we have sex, I'll never be able to put the toothpaste back. Like.
So Catholic school was like that. They would constantly be scaring you, or
So
like,
yeah, and not only with that,
Every day.
it was like, oh, God. I had to do confirmation too, which if you're Catholic, you probably.
So when you
it's-
did
yeah.
the
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
did the confirmation, was it by a certain grade or age you had to do it?
So in my church for Catholicism, you're like in high school
Yeah.
when you do it. Some people do it when they're earlier, but the whole concept is like, I don't know, you do all the things that God wants you to do, and then he's like, you know what, I'll give you a second chance, and he gets the Holy Spirit, and they like bless you or something.
Yeah.
But
I got mine done.
it's they just spray you at 99.9%.
For real.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But they made us go and do these classes, and one time it was one of those cheesy 90s videos where all the kids just look like they come out of a textbook.
It looked like
Some Saved by the Bell
Yes.
ass shit.
it looked like what's that shit? Fucking Tim and Eric skit.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they're all like sitting on beanbags in this ominous room, and they're talking about their lives before Jesus. And the girl is like, before I joined the church, I would go out every single night, and I was with a new person every night. I was drinking, I was doing drugs, and I remember being a kid and
Pour
being
them
like,
out.
oh, that's kind of fun. Like, and then she's like, and then I found God, and I'm a born again virgin. And I remember even as a child thinking all of that, and I was like, there's no way God.
She's like, I got this Joy Division tattoo.
Yes.
That's fine.
It was so bad. So I had all of that on top of, by the way, don't forget that God exists and that he is watching you have sex.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, cause like, so,
But maybe some kids were into that. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. That's what they found out. It's
Yeah.
fine.
So I can almost 100% agree that none of us have been to Catholic school. So that's like,
I mean, I've been to like of course I don't know if y'all got it.
what?
I don't even know if y'all did it or
Baptism?
part of it. No, like I was baptized. Got the what's the other
So,
thing?
yeah?
Give it
What's
a
the
stat.
other- No,
He's
what's
like
the other thing?
two-time All-American.
Communion, but I never did the
Confirmation.
confirmation.
Yeah.
So what's the
Yeah.
difference between the two?
It's you're developing your.
So
You're
you're
developing,
developing.
No,
I am
you're-
developing
no,
every day.
but
Thank you so much.
In the song, not the song.
It's called puberty.
At that time, where someone gets a confirmation,
Yeah.
it's what is it, teen or preteen?
Yeah, you're like
45.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
Under 45.
Yeah. So you have like, I don't want to go into Catholicism. This is not
Yeah.
that kind of a podcast.
Yeah.
I want to drink. This is what I think about my time.
In Catholic school.
So were you, but like, to sum it up, were you, how long were you in Catholic school?
Until
though?
7th grade, yeah. The first time that I went to public school, my very first day, I love talking about this. My mom worked at the school, actually, and I went to class. I didn't speak to anybody, and because I had no idea how to socially interact with people. My Catholic school, in my grade, there were 20 people, and that was it. Only 20 people.
Amish as it gets.
It's agreed. But there was some kids that were like talking, and they weren't even talking to me, and they were just going like, "Hey, shut up! No, you shut the fuck up! Yo, you shut up!" Like to each other. And then I went home and I told my mom, and I was like, "Mom, it was so rude." And she's like, "Well, did they tell you to shut up?" I was like, "No, they were telling each other to shut up." And she's like, "So who cares?" And I'm like, "No, I this is so rude. I don't know what to do." And she was like, "Thank God we put her in in public school when she could, cause yeah." Anyways,
Yeah, sorry.
got us some distraction off.
Yeah,
the screen.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Damn, it's like
That's so crazy to hear about because we went to like, I don't know, like I would always be scared of Catholic school. Like there's this movie that I fucking love to death. We all do. Like it's called Detroit Rock City, and their punishment was getting sent to Catholic boarding school.
That's a punishment.
Because they were in public school and we it's such a different like environment. Like it's so crazy. Like I've never really talked to anybody who's ever been in like Catholic school before.
Another first day of school in public school story. I had a tote bag that had a record player on it. Like it had like a picture of it, which was I thought very cool. But back then, that was before record players came
definitely.
back. So
Urban Outfitters was a little late.
I was exactly.
Yeah.
I was the one making the trends, and then
Yeah.
some fucking 8th grader just came up to me and went wicka 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 wow.
Oh dang!
It was probably him, bro.
And then
Some James
literally
shit.
walked away, and
Got your ass.
I was so not socialized that I went in the bathroom and cried because I thought he was making fun of me.
Dang.
Yo.
And I
Wait, was he
never-
or was he not?
I mean,
No,
probably
it was just
not.
some fucking dumbass 8th grader that was like, "This would be funny. I'm just gonna do it because I have ADHD." Like, yeah, and so I never wore that bag ever again.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
And you know he probably knew that too. He was like,
Damn.
fuck, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Talking about like records and vinyls and stuff like that. You said that people were bringing it back.
Yeah.
So like, I've never owned or had like a record, like a vinyl player, record player. None of that. I've never had that growing up in my life. I had like Walkman, CD players, and then Zunes, iPods. Like. So did you grow up like with a record player? Because like I
Yeah.
heard this like I've never like sat in a room and listened to a vinyl before. I've never done that.
Oh my
But I have
gosh.
vinyls all over the place.
Not to
but
be pretentious, but you have to do it.
I
Like
know,
just
like,
once in your
I've
life.
held Avery multiple times and fucking got gunpoint in my room. Like, you're gonna listen to Vampire Weekend. Okay? Like you're gonna fucking and like he's like, can we go eat though? I'm like,
No.
wait,
No, you'll
wait.
get Gumbies later.
Yeah, wait, we'll wait.
Yeah. No, but I did. I grew up. So my dad. Have you ever seen Freaks and Geeks?
Yes.
Yes. of
Okay,
course.
my dad loves that show because he resonates with Seth Rogen's like friend group, like the
Wow.
stoners
Uh-huh.
and like they're like disco.
So you're telling me you have a
sucks."
cool
Yeah,
dad,
yeah.
a cool ass dad?
I mean,
Wait.
I'm just kidding. He's
I'm like-
cool. He's cool. He
I'm like,
he matured, and then he was like, I have to go make money and have a real job. So that sucks. But now he's
Pretty cool guy,
retired. He's now retired, and now he buys gummies, and I'm like, you what?
What's up? That's cool.
So he's
be chilling, getting high.
he's
He's giving his
reverting
lungs a-
back to
Yeah, he's
how
giving
it
his
What
was.
does your dad do for a living?
Well, nothing anymore.
like.
He worked for a city,
Okay,
so
okay.
he couldn't do anything.
I thought you were gonna
like
say like a fireman or like a
No.
I don't know. I thought it was me.
that. No ACAB. But
I had a question.
oh yeah,
up,
give
Luis?
me the question.
Okay. I speaking of nostalgic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I loved the radio as a kid. Loved it.
Yeah.
I would pre-record over cassettes, like 96.7 and shit. Because
Uh-huh.
I didn't have another way to listen to music, right? And I wanted to ask you, like, now that you're telling us growth-wise how you
Sure.
got there, how did you get into the radio?
See, I like this guy. He
Yeah.
barely speaks, and when he does, he's like, "You're fucking, I don't know.
You're brilliant.
You're Jesus."
He's killing it, exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out Luis.
Good job. Good question. No,
Shout out
yeah.
Marshall.
How I got on the radio. So I'm from Houston, and growing up, I used to obviously listen to radio. I feel like everybody did at one point in their life.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
And like I remember the jocks coming to school and would just show up at the school and do fundraisers and shit. And I was like, that's the lady on the radio. Cool. But I didn't ever think that I was going to do radio. I moved to Austin for UT just because I wanted to be in the music industry.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to.
I just
so.
realized this.
Yeah.
Does that mean that you did KVRX?
No,
or
I didn't.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry.
Love that station.
Spoiler
Love them kids.
alert,
Shout
yeah.
out. Those
You were
shows
at
are hard.
college.
Those shows
Yeah.
are hard.
Texas State for a minute, though, right?
No. I did community college in Houston for
Okay.
a
Research
year.
sucks.
Dude, okay. Because there's one time you were talking about.
Wikipedia's wrong.
Damn it! You were talking about one time. I could have swore I heard you said you're gonna Texas State. You're probably going to UT at the time though. But it was 2017 or 16 or maybe even 18. But I know you saw Mac Miller in San Marcos.
Yes, for Float Fest.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So were you going to UT at the time?
Yeah, I was going to UT.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'm right.
Yeah.
All right, let her continue. Yeah.
So, anyways,
Some point she saw Miller.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw Mac Miller, and that's how I got into radio.
Yeah, exactly.
No, so I went to UT. I did that, and I wanted to actually like do music concerts and events. And in school, I was president of an organization. They were called Euphoria ATX at the time, and we used to like book house shows.
Fire.
And it was so much fun because unfortunately UT did not want to give us money at all, which was fine because that meant that we could have parties with drugs and alcohol
Hell yeah.
and
Yeah.
anywhere we wanted
A good party.
and keep all the money, and all of it was normally charity shows and stuff. But so I loved that, and then I just kind of stumbled into it because I got a internship doing events at the company that I work for.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and then they were like, "Hey, you're competent. Do you want a part-time job?" And I was like, "Sure." So then I worked part-time for them. The pandemic happened.
Oh fuck.
I lost my. It fucking sucked, dude. Like going to
Kicking the
school
balls.
and kicking balls. It was going to school for events and being like, "Yeah, mom, thank you so much for helping me and like supporting me. I'm gonna do good." And then I graduate and I'm like, "Great, now to use my public relations degree that has a focus in events for good." And then the one thing that I want to do gets completely wiped off of the earth. Like literally fucking completely wiped off. So
Snap.
no, there's nothing. So I was
Damn.
like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I lost my job. I didn't do any events for the radio station for like a year. And then they have a front desk, and so sometimes they would call me and I would work front desk shifts because I had no other choice.
Damn.
And then there was an opening, and I didn't know that, to be completely honest, because I was waking up at like 1 p.m. every single day because I was depressed and I was on unemployment. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know. And then one day somebody came up to me and they were like, "Hey, have you ever thought about being on the radio?" And I said, "Yes," because you always answer yes. If anybody asks you something when you're at a
Like,
job,
Oh, I thought about it once or twice.
yeah, you're just like, yeah. And they were like, "Okay, somebody told me you were funny." And I was like, "Well, that person's fucking wrong, but well, thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment. And then they were like, hey, just come on in. And I thought I was just going to be a guest. I didn't realize it was an audition. Nobody told me it was an audition. So I went in and I did one segment about Korean corn dogs. And they were like, this is the kind of content we want. And I was like, I can do that shit for a living? Okay, cool. And the funny part was, I remember being in college and I had mentors that I did not like that would be like, why are you going to public relations? And I was like, well, I don't really know. I need a degree and I like talking to people. Yeah. And I remember one mentor going, well, talking's not a job. And bitch.
Damn. Now look at you.
Fuck you, bitch. God.
Bitch, I am on a podcast talking about my job.
There you go. Damn.
So, follow your dreams,
Exactly.
said Mac Miller.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mac Miller.
Yeah, we just want to thank Mac Miller.
Call back. Full
Call
circle.
back, full circle to
Hey.
Mac Miller.
Mac Miller said you were funny.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how I got into radio. Thank you for your question.
I really appreciate that answer because like radio is a dying industry, but I think it's an industry worth like living for.
Worth
making it, trying to survive.
I just think that live anything is worth living for. And the other thing too about radio that nobody will ever be able to replace is, sure, you can watch Twitch streams, sure, you could watch YouTube lives, whatever, you can listen to podcasts, but radio is live, and radio is something that will always be free to everyone. Yeah. So it's accessible entertainment, which I think is so cool in like a generation where all the time you're like, I have to pay for fucking Netflix, I have to pay for fucking Hulu, I have to pay for all this.
HBO Max.
And it just it generally makes my day to know that at any point anybody can tune in for free. They don't have to stress about paying for my shit or anything. And they can be entertained by me saying a dick joke every now and then. Yeah. So I'm like before they go into their work where they make absolutely no money because the society sucks. Yeah, so exactly. That's my favorite part about radio. You try to
warm people's hearts in the morning, like get them ready for the day.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm like, if I just tell them about all of the bad things that happened in my day, they could be like, well, at least I'm not that bitch. So, but like that's the coolest part about radio, and that's why I hope it never dies, is because you can never have that true live aspect of it. And that's why I'm not a big fan of recorded like things on the radio or anything like that. Oh. We do sometimes.
Sorry.
No. No, I mean like recorded and then played on the radio. Yeah. Okay. Not here. So, this is totally.
So I wanted to have a follow-up question about that. I wanted to like. So people always would say like, oh, radio plays the same shit every fucking day. And so I get that you have certain songs you can and cannot play. Yes. But what are the jurisdictions behind that?
First of all, that is my boss doing that. Okay. We do not have anything. Radio is still old school, but they have changed when it comes to music because, you got to think about it nowadays. Like, you can go on to Spotify. You can listen to music anytime. Exactly. So that's another reason why I think that live radio and talking and having conversations is so unique, because you can't get that on platforms like that live. True. But so technically how it works is they want to make sure that they're playing music that you will listen to, because you only have a few seconds to hook anybody, whether it be music or whether that be something that like I talk about on the radio.
You say before they turn
it off, or before they open up their phone and connect to Bluetooth.
Got you.
So it's like, the thing is if you're listening at 7 a.m., there's going to be a completely different audience listening at 8 a.m. Yes, so true. If they play the hits, the shit that people love to hear for generations, in the 7 o'clock and in the 8 o'clock or whenever, it's going to be different people listening that are going to be like, oh fuck, I love that Nirvana song.
Or I remember this.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it's all about strategy, because you want to hook people in the morning show and make sure that they're listening. Wait, can you do that one more time?
We built this. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So I'm more
that's
like
kind of the strategy with it.
Yeah, that's so cool. Like I had no idea, and so like I'm more of like an 8 to 9.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know what's going on from 6 to 7 to...
Yeah.
So
and what's cool about, my boss, too, is he has an afternoon show, and he takes requests on his afternoon show, which is...
Shout out CJ Morgan.
Actually, no. This is
Who is his?
Lawless.
Oh,
Shout
okay.
out to Lawless.
My bad.
Yeah. So
I'm still new to radio. So.
he does all the magic, and I trust him. He knows what he's doing.
Hell
and
yeah.
But I do listen to the same songs every day. So
How does that make you feel though?
I mean,
You're losing your mind, right?
Cheers to that.
yeah, no, there's certain songs. There's a Silver Sun's pickup song that we're playing right now that's brand new, and it's really
Is
fucking
it Scared
good.
Together?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I've heard that 10 times.
I know, but it's so good. So it's one of those that is one of the few where I'm like, okay, that doesn't get boring. But after that, you just kind of tune it out a little bit because I understand what the strategies are, and that's just how businesses
And it's
work.
just work. It turns into just
It
work.
just turns out it's like the same thing as if you worked in retail and you listen to the same shit over
Home Depot Radio. I know. I'm all too familiar.
yeah. So it's the same thing where I personally don't tend to listen to those songs, but when they come on, I'm very productive.
Yeah.
Like it's triggered me, Pavlovian
So
response.
you tune it out, but like in a good way because it's background. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also have things to do in between the shows.
Yeah,
so.
got you. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, is there like one song that like you said that one, but like that you hear and you fucking hate, but then like you like start to hear it over and over and over and over. Like this could be with anything, not just from your radio career,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
like what is one of
Outside of
those?
work.
Yeah, what is one of those that like? What is
Fuck.
What is one of those that you like that you hate hearing at first, but then you keep on hearing it and hearing it, and you're like, oh damn, I kind of like this.
Yeah. Okay, I will definitely not be saying anything from my station just because I got in trouble once because I said I didn't like this one band.
What?
We were talking about it off air earlier. That band.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Holy fuck.
gotcha.
But I completely understand. I'm like, maybe I should not talk bad about the music that we play because I don't think the music is bad. It's just that one band I have issues with. Anyways, specifically other types of songs though that are bad. Okay, I have a guilty pleasure, and I don't know how half of you will react.
You'll be surprised.
I really like Drake.
Yeah, let's go.
Fuck.
Yes.
So I
Hates Drake.
I see. That's what I mean. I was like, it's probably gonna be 50-50
I love Drake.
here.
Drake's
I
great.
think he's an idiot.
Me too.
But I enjoy all of his music, partially because remember that one girl Anna that I was telling you about?
Yeah.
She used to listen to
One-
Drake.
That's funny as fuck.
She used to listen to Drake all the time, which probably makes sense why
Yeah.
she thinks she's black
That all
and
makes
says the
sense.
N-word.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I have like nostalgia that comes from that. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
I thought I
Miss
was
her.
edgy. Yeah.
You hear that? You're
I,
like,
is that I should call her.
I should join her. No, just kidding. So yeah, like I feel like there are a lot of Drake songs, especially his newer shit. His new shit I don't really like too much. It's super commercial.
Oh, come on now, you gotta give it a chance.
It's so commercial, man. But
I
there, like that one song, "Bubbly," that had
Justin Bieber.
no. It had
my toes.
Look it up.
No,
Look,
I'm
you can
looking
look it up.
I'm looking
I'll
it up.
wait. I'll stem from it.
It's a Drake song, "Bubbly."
Oh, it's
It's with Young Thug and Travis Scott. Have you ever
Free
heard of
Thugger.
that song?
Free Thugger. Free Thugger.
Okay. Anyways, the whole point is the beginning part when it's Young Thug and Travis Scott, it's absolutely awful. And then you get to the end. And so, like, the first time I heard that song, I was like, I just want to hear the Drake part because I'm a piece of shit. And so I was listening to it and I was like, oh, this song sucks. But then, like you said, at the end when Drake's verse came on, I was like,
Damn.
that saves it.
I was like, Drake, you saved it. Thank God.
Yes.
I love you so much.
Me and my brother, we were talking about it. We were talking. we were talking about songs like. So he told me he loves like new metal and he loves like like shit like that. And he was telling me about Kid Rock, which is also considered new metal, by the way.
He
New
has
metal
a
country.
honky tonk bar in Nashville.
Yeah,
I've been to
badass.
it.
And
It's
that's
awful.
tight.
It's awful.
Shout out Kid Rock. Oh, that's awful. Damn fuck. But he was
Wham
like,
burgers, some French fries.
Unless you want to see a bunch of blonde moms dance on the counters with their tops off.
they're like,
hey, shout out Buck's
They're like-
backyard.
they're like, he's
Shout
totally,
out Bucks.
he's totally gonna come down here and be like, that's her.
Kid Rock,
the
come
one.
take me away.
Yep.
We were talking about. So he was like, man, there's this kid. We're talking about this morning. He was like, this is Kid Rock song that I fucking love. I name right here because I forgot what it was. But he was like, dude, this song was fucking perfect. Like the production's like levels ahead because it came out like 20
God
years ago.
mode. God
Yeah.
mode.
And so, but then he said there is this feature on it that ruined it. He was like, it's a perfect song until 2 minutes hits, and it was like this little person featured on it. I don't know. It was, apparently, Kid Rock was hanging around with this little person for a really long time. I don't know who his name is. Name right here. But
He's just dropping these short bars. Or
yeah,
whatever.
he was like, his voice was like this. He was like talking all high pitched,
Yeah.
like, but the song was perfect as fuck until he started rapping on it. And he was like,
Yeah.
that song was amazing. Like, so like, there's like features do like matter a lot.
Yeah.
So like,
Hey, you should know that.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, honestly, we were talking about Kanye
yeah.
before this, and that song Monster. That
Yeah.
entire song sucks until Nicki Minaj gets on it.
Damn.
Oh,
Damn.
you better piss them
Listen,
off.
listen,
You better piss all of them off.
Listen.
I'm just saying, and it sucks until
You're telling
Nicki
me
Minaj
that
comes on.
you're telling me that you don't
Tell me-
get hype whenever you hear fucking Rick Ross start
Ross.
just
No,
Motherfucking monster.
No, I
Monster.
get
Monster.
hype whenever I hear pull up in that monster.
The right-
I like it because
You're
you're not wrong. That shit's hard though.
Good.
But I feel
I'm a
like the
barb.
energy of that song
I'm a
is just
barb.
so good.
Barber's foot.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta. Man, this is
Pull
a
up in that
really.
Sri Lanka.
I thought about this question 10 minutes ago.
I'm proud of you for keeping
Okay,
it.
so you
Yes.
know a lot about music. You know a lot about
Man
artists.
down.
You know, you obviously know a good backlog of music from decades ago.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the entertainment industry and the music industry that there are industry plants?
Oh, 100%.
Ooh.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like, a majority of music these days, you don't even have to come up with yourself.
Sometimes all I think about is you.
Do you think
Oh.
they're an industry plant?
Oh.
Come on, man.
Who?
Glass animals.
I don't think so. But at the same time, it's just because they don't live in the United States.
They're UK.
I feel
Industry
like
plants are
yes,
US shit.
like UK has not gotten to that level yet. They're trying to make more success than the Beatles.
But
And,
Korea.
They're
yeah.
trying real hard.
But K-pop,
They're killing
K-pop,
it.
that
Yes.
shit is scary. But no, it totally is. I mean, somebody that I'm gonna go see soon, who my friend really likes, but I don't really get it. I just got her tickets for her birthday. Is Sabrina Carpenter?
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
I know.
No, so I thought she was related to Karen Carpenter, and
Yeah.
I love Karen Carpenter
Of the
so much.
Carpenters.
But
Yeah.
No. She's Olivia Rodrigo. Remember when she did that like driver's license song?
Quick fact: they are obsessed.
Dude.
with
Do you love Olivia Rodrigo?
Okay, what about
Yes. Okay.
out of her. Hey,
Yeah.
fuck that bitch.
Okay. Yeah, you know who Sabrina Carpenter
I do
is.
know she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Old head.
she wrote this whole song about her ex getting with this girl, Sabrina Carpenter, and she's like, "You're probably with that blonde girl," and Sabrina Carpenter's the blonde girl.
Oh.
Wait.
So yeah,
Wait. Sabrina
this
Carpenter.
Yeah.
What song did she make?
She was the Disney star.
I know Olivia Rodrigo. I know who that is.
No, Sabrina Carpenter.
oh, was
So-
she?
She was a Disney star.
Oh.
What
So
what show?
song?
Or Olivia Rodrigo.
Do you
What
know
show?
what song she made?
I don't really know. She made
She was
let's
a dog with a
see,
blog.
Nonsense
None of
because
those
I liked
songs
a boy.
ma-
I
like,
don't know.
So basically, Olivia Rodrigo just a dog shot at her, right?
Yes, it's a very successful
Essentially.
song.
Yeah, you could say it was a fucking Modern Warfare 2 lobby song.
Look, not
She was just fucking going
shit-
crazy.
Not just this year, but that song was like the fucking.
Dude.
hit
Oh,
of
yeah.
the
That song
world.
owned
Yeah.
the world.
Like,
Well, is it driver's
Wait,
license?
Driver's
Yes.
license.
But
Yes.
what is it about? Is it like
What did
I'm
she
fucking
say?
your man now? Like
no,
what is
no,
it
no,
about?
no, it's the opposite. It's
You're
like
fucking my man.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just the blonde girl.
But so I wanted to. Okay, so this is kind of hectic
I
right
don't
now. I'm
know
so
what
sorry.
it's
It's okay. It's okay.
But so I remember on SoundCloud, probably none of y'all besides Hank listen to SoundCloud as much as I did. But after fucking so there was this thing called related tracks.
Yes.
So after you listen to something that you found on the homepage or whatever,
Yes.
related tracks, driver's license was on every single
Dude.
time.
Oh,
So that
shit.
kind of goes in to like the industry. I think she's an industry plant, 100%.
Yeah.
Granted, she was a Disney star, so that kind of gave her the notoriety and whatnot. But like that driver's license was fed to the U.S. population
Okay.
nonstop.
And I mean,
But-
that's what I mean about Sabrina Carpenter is like, if you're like, even if Olivia Rodrigo isn't an industry plant, I feel like Sabrina Carpenter would be the next best one because she's the one that the song was supposedly written about. And she wrote a song responding back
Oh
to
damn!
her.
Some Biggie Tupac shit.
What if
But
they got shot?
But it is, but,
Fucking crazy.
Olivia, a little ass motherfucker, like bro, like
yeah.
like this tall.
Yeah, she's super short. Yeah. But nobody really knows about the Sabrina Carpenter song because like it wasn't as popular. And so that's what I'm like, she's totally like just for the bit. Like
Yeah.
an
dragging
industry
her
plant
ass,
just for the
dragging
bit.
her ass.
You want to know the twist?
What's
Yeah.
up?
The guy they were fighting over.
Oh yes.
Is
Joshua
gay.
Bassett.
What?
What?
He's
Wait,
gay?
that's
He's
who
gay.
Wait,
It's
is he?
Yeah.
Whoa.
How do you know that? You asked him?
No, I read an article. That's what I do. When I do I take a shit in the morning. I read the news.
Yeah.
This is on your news.
You're like,
Fun fact: Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter's man that they are fighting over is now homosexual.
It's
and he's
not the
reading all
biggest
about
one
it.
that happened. Wasn't the biggest one that happened that virgin bachelor who like?
Oh yeah.
He turned out to be gay too.
You like The Bachelor?
Hell nah. But
loves it.
Exposed.
right, well, actually,
I know.
They were using the weed not for porn, but for The Bachelor.
I'll start it. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I had.
That's all I
It's
had.
the best trash TV.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
In all honesty,
Yes.
like
There are industry plans for sure.
no, there's industry plants.
Totally.
So
There are plans.
when I hear the word industry plant,
I love it.
I think of the
Expressive
artist.
fella.
I
Sorry.
think of the artist Lil Nas X.
Uh-huh.
Ooh,
But-
you think he's a
but-
plant?
But my opinion changed because
When you saw his Twitter.
I knew he was on Twitter before I even knew his music.
Yeah.
But when I heard a couple of his songs, I was like, damn, I like kind of hits. Like
Lil Nas X was my one of my top songs, I think, during the pandemic.
Was it
Like,
Panini?
Panini.
no, it was Call Me by Your Name. Yeah.
That's a
Which I was
hit.
telling you was a movie. That
what?
that song Call Me by Your Name
Oh, what did you
is
say before?
based on it's inspired by that movie Call Me by Your Name that I was telling you about off air when you said
The
Brokeback
song
Mountain.
is or the music video?
No,
The song title Call Me by Your Name
Is,
By Lil
okay,
Nas
okay,
X.
okay,
is
yeah.
it's because of the movie.
The music video is
Brokeback
totally
Mountain.
different.
No, the movie Call Me by Your
Movie,
Name.
the movie, Thornton.
The movie.
Sorry.
Damn it.
So, have you heard of Ice Spice?
Yes.
Is she a
Didn't
plant?
I don't know.
No, I think
I don't know her.
I don't know.
yeah.
I also saw
She's
that
from the Bronx.
I also saw that she sold her whole discography. Is that true or false?
I don't know.
Well, like the stuff she had made, like somebody
no
offered her like a set amount. And it was
Oh,
like
wow.
a couple $100 million for what she had, and she was like, "Fuck it, like I'm gonna record more shit."
So Justin Bieber just sold his, I believe all his whole like library for $200 million.
Really?
What? To
He's-
who?
He needs that. much
Some
money.
label or some shit.
What?
But he just sold it.
you don't need it.
Yeah,
You don't need
bro. What?
No, yeah. Once the song with him and Nicki Minaj came out, he was over.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Which one was
Oh.
that?
That was the one where he's like coming out of the pool. What is it called?
Hey,
Anyways,
Either
doesn't
right
way,
matter.
here.
Either way, yeah, it's right here.
It's right here.
Yeah.
It's right here.
I saw him in concert with my
Oh,
girlfriend.
you did?
Dude, that shit was badass.
Fit picky.
Good.
That shit
Dude,
was hard.
like I was like, damn, bro, this is like a male model performing all
Have you
these
seen?
songs.
Like, was it a recent concert?
Yeah, it was
Like
last year.
At the
Okay.
Moody Center.
Moody Center, Austin, Texas.
Look up.
Dude, he had drones doing like light orchestras.
That's crazy.
He was, dude, he can dance. I'm gonna say this right here, right now, so everyone can hear
It's
it.
not like he's been doing it since he was a child.
Top 3 male dancers ever to do it.
Who's the other two?
Chris Brown.
I'm gonna say, hold on, Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, Justin Bieber.
What about what?
Chris Brown when he fucked the
What about
stage and punched it.
Justin Timberlake?
The video.
Sure, he's
JT.
top 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to
Top
pee,
3.
so continue. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I have to go so bad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The giraffe's thirsty.
Oh no.
Sorry about that.
This is my podcast now.
Go ahead.
Justin Bieber.
Justin
shoot the
Bieber.
ship.
So Justin
Go ahead.
Bieber. Damn, I forgot what we're talking about.
That you
Wait,
saw
wait.
Justin Bieber and he was dancing. It was 3 of them, and Chris Brown is a good dancer because
Oh,
he
yeah.
fucked the stage good.
You are right, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake.
And
should
then
be
I
up
can't.
there.
We have to stop right there.
We have to stop
I
right
can't
there.
name
The
them
world
all.
will implode if we talk about anybody else.
I don't know anyone else. Like, I don't know.
I don't know anyone else.
Have you guys been to the Moody Center?
Oh, yeah.
Besides that,
Yeah.
No,
I-
I've never been.
it's crazy.
Dude, the
I went to
airport.
3 shows back to back
Does,
there.
does
for
it
the
sound
first
good?
time.
I've
Harry?
heard people talk shit about the sound.
I mean, I like it. I saw Harry Styles.
You saw Harry?
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, I got the plug. So.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
I
with
just,
the
I
radio,
just don't
right?
want to say that out loud because then all of the fangirls are gonna come at me because
I
they're
can't
so
bel-
expensive.
I can't
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's
to
fire,
be
though.
fair, he should be fangirled over. That was a very,
was a good
very good show.
My girlfriend went to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she fangirl.
Yeah, it was good. And then I went to Florence and the Machine.
Oh.
I felt like
shit.
I was fucking in an out of body experience. She is
Fire.
the most holy person ever. And this is coming from somebody who keeps talking about the Catholic Church. Like,
Yeah,
Florence
yeah.
and the Machine is my church. Okay.
Yeah.
She would hop down from the stage and she would run around the entire pit. Another man down.
Sorry.
So,
And then I saw the Gorillas.
how was that? You like
Incredible.
the Gorillas?
I love
You
the
like
Gorillas. I
Yeah.
love the Gorillas. I think they're great.
That was like I remember that was one of the first times like you were one of your very first episodes on the show. Or
I love that you
You talked
listen.
about them.
Thank you so much.
I remember that.
He
I
put me
remember-
onto this.
Yeah.
I love it.
remember when
This
you
is so
talked about
sweet.
it, like, I was on the toll going to Del Valle.
Yeah.
You remember
I
exactly
was like-
where you are when you
like,
first heard my
He's
voice.
gonna induct you into the
This
fucking
thing-
Radio
I
Hall
was
of
like,
Fame.
damn.
I know.
I was like, why don't the voice sound the same? It was crazy because I didn't know there was an adjustment, but that was like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn, this is a new voice.
It's funny that you say the Hall of Fame. My favorite story is my friends had a bachelorette party in Austin, and we were all dressed up, and we were doing like the basic bitch thing where you all dress up for the bachelorette parties and different. But we were doing different colors. So I was the color orange, and I wore like an orange wig, despite my hair basically being orange already. I wanted to be extra, and so I was wearing an orange wig and like an orange dress, and I had a bunch of makeup on. Didn't have my glasses, whatever. And we get into this Uber, and I'm sitting all the way in the back, and the guy in the Uber is listening to 101X. And this happens a lot, and I don't say anything.
That's
just
fine.
because I think it's kind of powerful.
Yes.
Like I hate to admit it, but it kind of is. And sometimes I'll like to play with
Turn
them,
it up.
and I'll be like, "Oh, what do you think of the morning show?" You know? And they're like, "Oh man," and they'll just like go into it, and I'm like,
That's
"Oh,
tight.
nice,
It's fucking
okay."
this guy.
But anyways, this guy was just casually listening to the radio, and my friends love using my radio status for evil, which is rude because I like to hide in the shadows.
Yeah.
And so they go, "Oh, do you like 101X?" And this guy's like, "Yeah, I listen to it every day." And they all point to the back of his car, and they go, "That's Emily." And he slams on the fucking brakes, and he's like, "What?" And he turns around, and he goes, "Where?" Because I was dressed up in all orange, and I just kind of
Holy
pop my
shit.
head out. I'm like, "Hi," and he's like, "I love you so much." And then the whole entire car ride just became him
my
talking
God.
about how much he
Idolizing.
liked me, which was so sweet. But then this guy was a little bit interesting. And
yeah.
so he was like
Pull my finger.
he was like, "Emily."
Yeah.
He was all the way in the front seat. I was all the way in the back. Pull my finger.
My finger.
But
Talking, not looking.
yeah. But he just like started going on this tangent about, he was like, just do what you want to do in life. Like, you're doing great. You're doing awesome. And it was so sweet. And then he goes, "You know what? I believe in you. You're going to be the next Howard Stern." And I was like, I hope to God not.
Damn.
Like, thank you so much. I
You
hope
wanna
to
smoke
God
salvia?
not. Right?
So did it
So-
really feel like that?
I have had multiple people tell me that they want me to be the next Howard Stern of radio, and I'm always like, it's more offensive than anything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
please God, don't say me that way. But would I get a perm? I would love a perm, actually. Yeah.
So what's okay? So you got this radio gig and you love it, right?
Yes,
So
it's fun.
what is like what do you want to do with that? Do you want to progress more? Like maybe even have your own show, or like what?
Yeah.
What's your
End goal?
long-term goals for
So it's kind of interesting. Radio, obviously, as you probably know, there are always changes made constantly. I walk in every day and I don't know what's going to happen.
this?
And so because of that, it's like kind of hard to set goals for myself
Yeah.
because I don't even really know exactly yet what I want. I'm only
I hear you.
24. I'll be 25 in May.
Hey, aren't we all?
so-
Aren't we all
Yeah.
24?
Yeah, woo, 24 club! Yay! Yeah, and
Word life.
More life.
more life.
Word life.
And so it's kind of hard to say what I officially want to do in the future, but this is gonna sound corny, and here I am,
Let's hear it.
just like preaching to a bunch of dudes and drinking beers
Yeah, yeah,
together.
yeah.
So this is a safe space.
It's a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood.
It's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
We brothers.
But a part of why I like my job and like why I like doing my job is radio still has a lot of work in terms of representation of everybody. And unfortunately, currently I am the representation, which I know there could be better representation in a lot of other ways.
That's
Um,
subjective.
I get what
though.
you're saying.
But
I see
it's
what you're
like
saying now.
there's not a lot of women right now, and there's not a lot of young people, and of course there's not a lot of people of color. There's not a lot of queer people either.
Yeah.
But this is what I can do with it, with the two categories.
Yeah.
And all I want in the end is I want radio and I want these type of opportunities to be more inclusive and
accessible.
just and give people other opportunities. And so there are some days where I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, I get all these hate comments. This shit sucks. But then when I go out in public and, like I said, I'm in an Uber or, like, I'm meeting you guys, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, shit. like even our intern who's super sweet, she was like, I wanted to intern with you because you're 24, you're close to my age, and it made me feel like this is something that I could do.
Yeah.
Which I like, because
Confidence, yeah.
like I want people to be able to feel that way.
Exactly.
And so that my kind of end goal is to help. I hate being this. Makes me sound like I'm virtue signaling or some shit. Like, I'm like,
No,
but
it's
it's one of those
great.
things where it's like I want to be as much of an example as I can, because radio for women has always been hard. Radio for young people has always been hard. It's always been very sexualized. It's always been very like just like they like to call those types of women that are only hired to laugh in the background just like laugh boxes, right?
Wow.
And that sucks, but it's true, because that's how a lot of radio was.
It's the format set, right?
Yeah,
like,
and
it's
nowadays
crazy.
it's getting a little easier, and I'm super happy that my company wanted me to be a part of that. And
That's awesome.
so I want to change that, and I just want people to just like have more voices, because it's more interesting. Like, I don't want to hear the same fucking people all the time,
that's
right?
great.
Like we're changing. It's 2023. Like,
That's kind of
let's
that's
get
kind of
some
the
new
reason-
voices.
Exactly. That's kind of the reason why that we started this, because like what we say, like we say some pretty dumb shit all the time. Everyone fucking knows, but like
the best.
but
Love
I
it.
feel like people think how we think type shit.
Yeah.
And like,
But don't
we
hear
want,
it.
they don't want to repeat it or whatever, because they think it's like, oh, people think I'm weird or
They
whatever.
don't.
Yeah, sorry. But
No, literally, but that's like what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck we're saying. You're just fucking doing it. Like,
and
just fucking do
and
it.
you want to hear it because you can relate, and like more people like. So that's kind of crazy how we talked about it a little bit off air, like about the age gap and stuff.
Yeah.
So your co-hosts are like what, in their 40s or
Yeah.
late 30s.
And I mean, they're great, and they obviously know so much more about radio than I know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I look up to them, and I look up to their advice. But it is interesting, because sometimes, you do get into
Different
arguments
thoughts.
because it's different thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to have kind of like an equal balance of people that have that seniority that deserve to be there,
Gotcha,
and
yeah.
then also trying out new people who come from different backgrounds. So yeah.
So do you think that they're kind of like passing the torch to you in some form or fashion, or?
If the torch is still lit by the end of everything,
Yeah.
I will take that torch.
Do something with it.
Yeah, I will do something with it. So, I mean, I hope so. And even I've only been doing it for almost 2 years now. So
Yeah.
it's crazy that only in that little amount of time, I go home and I'm like, oh, like this is so mentally taxing. But then, like I said, we get interns that come in and are like, oh yeah, I wanted to be there because of you. And
They
I'm like,
need
damn,
you.
I did that in 2 years.
They need you.
Yeah.
You gave them the courage.
Yeah.
I guess so, and
No,
it
you
it
did.
truly is just like me being stupid and goofy on the radio. Like
And that's all it takes sometimes, though.
no, and like I don't have to show my titties all the time. And like sometimes I want to, so it's fine. But I just want to be able to be in an industry that like
You want
I
the
get to make that
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah, you're gonna have the
right?
options there.
Yeah, like I don't know. So
Blows my mind like that your voice is so powerful.
Oh,
Like,
thank
even
you.
right here in this room, like it's.
I'm really annoying.
You're,
Nah,
no.
you're making us talk
First of all,
more.
First of
Good,
all, you're
good.
delightful. And second of all, most importantly is you're one of the important voices of Austin. Like
I would say.
That is so embarrassing.
It's true though.
It's true.
It's not like
Aw,
like.
well, thank you.
Like
Boosting
I
my
don't.
ego.
The mayor. I don't even know who the fuck the mayor is of Austin.
Yeah.
You know who
Hear
I am?
that? I am better than the
I'm
mayor.
Dude, if he said something like, if he had said something crazy that got spreaded around or some bullshit, I would not know. But
No, but if I said a slur, you would
Yeah,
know
so we
immediately.
would fucking, we'd see it.
Yeah, good to know.
I just wanted to ask a quick question.
Yeah.
Because like I've always wanted to like picture myself there. Is how does it feel knowing that all these people are listening to you, just like driving to work? You know, I'm pissed off in the morning. Tired,
Doing
off.
anything.
People running late.
Road rage.
Road rage.
I-35.
You ever think?
Taking a piss.
Yeah.
A car crash happened?
Exactly.
Yeah, car crash. I hope I'm. Never mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ask that.
No. I was gonna say I was gonna make a joke about I hope I'm on somebody's radio when they crash their car. And they just like hear me and they're slowly dying. But I actually don't. I don't wish that upon anybody at all. But
Yeah. But in the event if they do get in a car crash, you hope they're listening to 101X.
Hey, what were you listening to, Thor?
True.
Sorry, continue.
I was just like wondering like, how that must feel. It's like 1 minute you're listening to Mr. Brightside for the 30th time. And
That shit still sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
yeah, fuck yes.
Fuck
Listen,
yeah.
I just
It's
shouted
great.
it. And then next minute, Emily, from 101X, like, holy
shit. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. It took me the longest time to realize that people were listening because, like I said earlier before, the rating system is very confusing and complicated, especially for somebody who's new to radio and who has grown up on the internet and have been like, why aren't they doing it like that? Why can't I see numbers on the screen immediately? So that always used to make it like kind of hard because I would walk into a room barely awake with two dudes and say my jokes, and like when you say a joke to two people that hang out with you every single day, I can't tell if it's actually funny or not. So I just kind of it's like performing like a whole stand-up bit to like rats in a room and being like, oh, they scurried around a little bit. Maybe that was a good one. I don't know.
They did a little chuckle here and there.
Yeah. The rat squeaked. I think that's good. That means yes. So
yes,
it
one
wasn't until I started going to events and doing more stuff like that with the company, or like just having people come up to me in person and say things that I realized that people were listening. We have a really big listener. His name is Bo, and he grew up listening. Shout out Bo. He's great, and he comes to a bunch of our stuff, and he's basically like, yeah, I've been listening to you guys since I was a kid, like whatever. And he's our age too. So one time he went to one of my events, and he brought some friends, and this is the first time I realized how people listen to me and they actually are interested. Yeah. Because I'm standing there having this conversation, and he's like, oh man, I heard your story about your terrible date. And I was like, damn, which one? All right, I don't know which one. And he's like, yeah, I heard your story about your terrible date. And then he turns to his friends and repeats the entire story to them. And remember, when I said this story, I was half asleep. It's Truman Show shit. It is. Yeah. I'm half asleep. I'm just talking to two other guys.
Do you hear my?
I do hear your cat. That's amazing.
Shout out Richie. Go ahead.
He has stuff to say.
Yeah,
so,
for real.
And I'm just talking to an empty room practically, and so to have somebody remember everything that I said and then regurgitate it to their friends because they thought it was interesting enough. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. I don't know you. Like, I've never met you in my life. Wow. So that was the part where I was like, oh my God, people listen. People are actually like, yeah. I know. I'm like, what do I say sometimes?
you be saying some like some not I was gonna say not incriminating shit, but like shit that like like doxing. You're doxing yourself like, every day.
I know. No, it's funny because when we met up before this, I had drinks with Thor to make sure that you guys weren't going to kill me. Yeah. And so far so good. Yeah. Thank you. But he was telling me that you guys are fans of the show, and he was like, oh yeah, I knew what car you drove because like, and he was like, yeah, 2011 Toyota Corolla. I was like, how the fuck did you know that? Yeah. And he was like, white, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh yeah, you say it on the radio.
You talk about it.
Why the fuck did you say that?
Hey, Thor, I'm just saying. I was like, Thor, tell her this.
Yeah.
Because he knew what car you drove and everything because he listens.
Yep, it was funny. It was so funny, and I was like, damn, I'm too obvious about this.
For real.
Have you taken it to the shop this year at all?
I did.
Really?
I paid $500
you
last
talked
week.
About it.
I did.
What was the? Or don't say the axle or something, or the steering mount?
The tires. Yeah, oh, okay. It was unaligned.
That's nothing to do with that.
It's close. It's really cool.
Yeah.
The axle kind of.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I wanted to stem from that question. So you frequent South by Southwest.
I do.
And so that's part of your job now. So did you go like before you worked there or like?
I volunteered for South by Southwest before I worked there. I did the comedy crew and for a year, and that was a lot of fun. I got to watch some comedians and do stuff like that at the Hideout Coffee Shop. If you've ever been there. And so, but the thing is I don't know. I never went to South by when I worked at South by because you have to work a certain amount of hours to get a badge. Mm-hmm. I was a goody two shoes and I was like, I just want to work. So I just like worked, but not enough for a badge because I just wanted to say that I worked at South by. Yeah. And I mean that I could argue that being on my resume was something that helped me get this job. Yeah. Like on paper, I guess. But then whenever I got this job and I was working part-time, I did events. So I did some of the South by events just as one of the people that puts out t-shirts and drives around and tells people to sign up for contests. Mm-hmm. And then this past year, it sucked because since COVID was starting to just die down, this was the first year post-COVID, and there was issues with some venues, so unfortunately, like, we as 101X didn't get to do like much for South by. We did some stuff at our station, but not out. But I got a badge, which I've never had a badge before. And it was the coolest shit ever. Yeah. And I always feel so spoiled when I get things like that, because I'm just like, I'm a normal person who can barely pay my rent, and then I'm like, oh yes, this job is awesome.
$1,000 badge.
I'm like, yes, this is so nice. Thank you so much. So I did the movie part portion of it last year, and that was a lot of fun. Speaking of Last of Us, I got to see and breathe Pedro Pascal's air.
Oh, dang.
Last year at South by.
We just talked about his last episode.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said speaking of which. So he was in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nick Cage. And Nick Cage was there too.
Nick fucking Cage! Yes.
And so I saw the premiere of that movie, and him and Pedro Pascal and Nick Cage's really hot girlfriend were sitting only a couple of rows in front of us, and it was so great. And my friend was super into Pedro Pascal. And so she was the first one that saw him walk into the room, because she's just, I don't know, she like smelled him or something.
The pheromones.
It was at the Paramount. So it was pretty impressive. And she, as soon as she saw him, she immediately started screaming, Pedro Pascal, I love you!
Oh, shit.
And he turned around and he looked directly at us, and he was like, and then she died. Not literally, but after that.
It was like, this is so sad.
I was like, damn, what a crazy story.
So we breathed the same air, and he looked at me.
That was pre-Last of Us.
Yeah. I know, Mandalorian.
Instead of Last of Us, it was last year.
Yeah. But before I did official. But before I did official South by, when I was in college, I went to all of the house shows, like the South by Southwest unofficial shows.
That's where we go always.
That's what I was going to say. That is the best shit to go to. There used to be something called Porch Fire Fest that would happen, and it was at this house, and it was these guys that owned a record label, and they had it in a house over, I think it was East Austin maybe, or West Campus-y. I can't remember. And they would just like throw house shows all day during South by Southwest. It was like a Big Wise brass band played inside of a house. It was so loud. But I remember sitting there and being like, I love the music industry. And I was like 21, and I don't know, trying out a White Claw for the first time because they had just come out, and I was like, this is awesome. And now I sit there on the radio and I do it for a living. So it's pretty cool.
So we've I don't know if you've ever had a badge, but I've never had a badge. We would always go to the underground free shit that you have to like fucking travel a mile to get to. You have to park and walk a mile to get to it and shit like that. Like that's like, I think that's the beauty of it. And
it's so cool because great artists go to those. I remember one year I went to a co-op party during South by.
Shout out Pearl Street.
Yep.
I think I don't think it was Pearl Street. I don't remember where I went, but I do.
Shout out the other ones.
Yeah,
shout out to Pearl Street.
A lot of crazy ass nights there.
Yes, me too. And I remember just seeing this band, and I was like, oh, they're so good. And it took me a few days to realize that they were a band that I liked, like previously on Spotify. They're called Elephant Gym, and they're from Japan.
Shout out Elephant Gym.
And I I was like, what the fuck? How did I? Because that's why I didn't process it. I was like, oh, they're so good. I never would have thought that this Japanese band would just be chilling in a co-op in West Campus for South by for free.
Yeah.
And so seriously, it's one of those things where just go out and just be out.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories is fucking that house party with Ski Mask and who was
that was crazy shit.
That was a coming of age movie for me. I remember going to the restroom and dude, there was a line for the restroom and like I had to piss so bad. I remember like kind of cut the line and I was like I was like about to piss my pants and I didn't want to piss in the yard and they were like, okay, go. And I'm going and there's a fucking dude in there with a girl and I'm like, yo, like, can I piss real quick? Dude, he's getting his dick sucked.
Oh my
And he's like,
God.
yeah, bro, go ahead and piss. And it was a big restroom and I was like, I have to piss. Like I have to piss. I pissed and bro, like it was so fucking weird. And of course I get out
Did you
and
get
then
hard?
as the
Was it hard for you to piss?
Yeah. Definitely, it was hard. Yeah, it was hard. But anyway, so I'm like getting the fuck out of there, and then I start realizing, bro, it was hella girls like in line for the restroom. Bro, bitches were sucking dick for pills at that show. It was crazy. That was like a coming of age ass show. Our homies that came with us took fucking Xan, and they fell asleep like under somebody's car
outside.
Yeah, that was a
God.
crazy ass.
And they were selling fucking edibles.
Yeah,
weed.
like a
This was
fucking bake sale, bro.
2017.
in
So, like,
somebody's backyard.
yeah.
It was the best shit ever.
That's crazy.
Smoking weed, and there was a fucking.
The speakers broke like halfway through.
They broke the fucking. It's like literally some shit out of a movie. Ceiling fan. Their kids are fucking hanging on and break that
hanging
shit.
on
like,
a ceiling
yeah.
fan, breaking that shit.
Matt Charles broke the plywood stage they made.
Big motherfucker.
Yeah, it was the best. That shit was definitely.
And like so
shit.
that has like what Ski Mask and Slum God, Smoke Purple supposed to be. Sorry, Smoke Purple supposed to be there. And
Apparently, I remember Zach told me this that Tay was there, and he wasn't Tay yet.
yeah,
No.
before
That
he
was-
got
yeah.
Oh,
before he
shit.
murdered
Yeah.
someone and incarcerated.
Yeah, and that was right down the street.
Yeah, for real.
Wow.
So those South by shows are really like that was like a coming of age moment for real because like I was around a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol,
And I wasn't doing it. I was straight edge, so I was
Yeah.
like, this
I was
is
smoking
crazy.
Weed. I was smoking weed. Best
scared.
believe that. But that night, I had bought an edible from this random dude. He set up a fucking lifetime
bad.
table. He set up a table and he was like, "Bro, I'm selling edibles for $20." So he like made them himself. So you know, like there's like a. It's just like a known thing that like homemade edibles are strong as fuck.
100%.
And like so
I
like
can
they're
vouch
not
for
like
that.
they're not measured to a T.
He's
or
like,
whatever.
bro, take a couple bites and wait 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
or
there was,
an hour
So this is
sometimes.
what started my edible like scare. I got terrified. So like
remember.
I bought it was a Trix bar made into an edible, and so this show was happening. Everything was going crazy as fuck. I was smoking weed. I was high as fuck. I drove me and my friends there too. This was before I even drank or anything. And I was like, all right, bro. Like that show was crazy. We had to leave before the main event or whatever. Before the main event,
The main
event.
the
event.
wrestling.
The main
Uh-huh.
event.
The main card.
Before the headliner went on, and so like I didn't get to see Ski Mask, none of that. We had to
Really?
leave. Yeah,
He was so
Aw,
nice.
man.
yeah, for real. I took a picture of him. I took a picture of his back. Hey, right here. But yeah. So like we had went home, and I was like laying in bed. I was like, damn, I have this edible Trix bar. Let me take a bite. So I took a fat chunk of it. I was like, damn, that shit tastes good as fuck. And like so I was like,
you ate the whole thing?
No.
I ate like half of it, and so I was like laying in bed. And I was like, damn, I'm probably gonna sleep good. I'm chilling. Like I had already
Ooh.
smoked too.
When you have that intention of sleeping good and then you just start tripping.
Yeah, so I was laying in bed, my eyes were closed.
Oh, no.
spinning.
My eyes were closed, and I was like, whoa, bro! I couldn't feel my body. I was like this. I was like, bro,
He put diesel fuel in that shit.
bro. I was fucking terrified, and ever since then, like it took me 2.5 hours. Like I got on my computer, I started like I was
How
like
to unhigh yourself.
how to like I was like WebMD, bro. I was just like chilling. I was trying to chill.
It was like me when I
I
took
was
all
playing
those
video
Delta 9
games. I was like, I can't play this. I'm too scared. I got up. I didn't go to bed till 5 in the morning. And I like once I laid down, I was like too tired from the mental exhaustion that was being
Yeah,
panicky
to enjoy
high.
your
I
sleep
hate
or
being
anything.
panicky high, and that was kind of like the downfall of me
No,
like
no, no,
smoking
no.
weed and taking edibles. Because every time I've taken an edible after that, a nightmare. I can't handle them,
Oh
bro.
my god.
Do you remember our time in Denver?
Yeah.
Oh god. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, under the
Yeah.
tree.
Dude, that was crazy.
That was like
fun.
the highest I've ever been.
I've
in weed.
ever.
I
Have you ever been in Denver?
Oh yes.
There you go.
Oh yes.
I dosed him and I didn't tell him. I bought like this pineapple THC syrup and I knew he would drink and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make like Malibu orange juice. Like that's all I can drink. I hate drinking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you want to drink? He's like, make me a drink. And I went and I was like, pulled out the pineapple shit that I bought and I
So
put
you
it.
drugged him.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's
and
no,
he kept
it's
telling
common
it was so
knowledge.
funny because he kept telling me, he's like, dude, I was sitting there and I was like, I knew I wasn't just drunk and I didn't want to say anything because like,
You didn't want to freak him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was like, you know, like you have like one too many drinks. You're sitting there like,
Yes.
it was
Yes.
fire.
that was me, and I was like, I was doing that the whole night, and I was like, damn, like
friendship
I
bonding,
don't
you're
want to look
gonna
like a
do it.
bitch. Like I don't want to look like a bitch because like I love to drink, so like I don't want to look like I'm too drunk or anything. So like I was just like trying to
He's
keep
really
my
high.
composure, but I was like
Yeah.
crossed as a bitch, and like so that was like whenever like I was scared to smoke weed, like because like I felt like I got laced and shit, so like I had stopped for a while.
Sorry.
And then he drugged me, and
You
then
said
I
it
was
was
like,
okay.
Yeah.
I was fine, but like he did it for the right reasons, I guess. He just wanted me
We were
to be a little
friendship bonding.
high.
It was
yeah,
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
But like edibles, like is just one thing I can't fuck with. Like I can never like.
And then we went in Denver, we went to a museum and this man right here
this
was high as fuck. And at the end of the museum started singing
I see skies of blue.
and we're like running. I felt like it was a fucking movie. We're like running out of the museum and like every time I
was
kept looking
chasing
back,
us.
he was like right behind us. Red roses.
Horror movie.
And
Yeah.
this whole time this is happening, like literally families, security guards are just like
They're all looking
Looking
at
at
us.
us.
They're
Everyone
paranoid.
was
It
like
was-
a fucking crackhead. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
like I felt like a badass little kid with the parents.
So we kept on trying to walk away from me. He kept on following us. He wouldn't stop singing.
It was
After
so
we told him to
scary.
stop
It
singing.
was
was
so
ratchet as
scary.
fuck. Like,
And
it
what
was
had-
bad.
And
This
what had,
Nike slide.
what had started it was like we were up in this museum and there was like life size like taxidermy
Ooh,
like
fuck
walruses.
that, fuck that, fuck that.
And like extinct creatures, but we were so high. We took an edible and
You
we
thought
smoked.
they were real?
Yeah.
Yes, like they were like
Definitely.
dude, so life size and
like
terrifying.
like literally you're walking into a room and the whole room is set up like BC like underwater shit and all these like plankton and crazy shit and not only that but being high it feels like you're in the whole room.
Makes
Shit's
me
scary.
Like, dude, I was in front of a walrus. It was taller than me, and it was big as fuck. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
we started like we were like
Dude,
we gotta get out of this exhibit,
Yeah,
bro. Like
I felt like we were running by
energy
the
got
end of it.
overtaken. Like I was like, dude, like I've never felt this before. I legit felt like fear. I was like, dude,
For the
this is
first
bad.
time.
I still
Yeah.
haven't gotten that film developed yet, but I remember taking a fire ass picture of you in that cave. You were like,
he had a picture right here.
Yeah.
I took I went pictures
Oh,
like
shit
this,
was
like all
fire.
smiling,
Armpits all sweaty.
armpits
Yeah.
all sweaty.
shit was fire.
Because like whenever like we were high as fuck and we were in the museum and we were like just like trying to focus on like not looking like stoned as fuck.
Yep.
Like I started sweating. It started getting hot
Yes,
in
it
there.
got
like-
hot.
Yep.
Hot.
And like I like what was like the craziest like highest experience have you?
Oh
you
my
ever had?
god. Well, Colorado. That's always
Yeah.
where it is.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Well, okay. The most exciting one was you were talking about edibles. The first time I ever took an edible, I went to the Houston Rodeo.
Oh,
Which, if you've
shit,
ever
that
been to the
sounds
Houston
fun.
Rodeo, that is the only yee thing I approve of because it is so fucking fun. And so one time we went and took an edible and definitely legal Delta 8.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even in
course.
Colorado.
Even no, we were in Houston. We
Yeah,
were
yeah,
in
yeah.
Houston,
So
so
definitely
Illegal,
legal.
they'll take
Anyway, we were
definitely,
smoking weed in
yes,
Colorado.
no, and so we took one, and then I smoked two, and the whole concept was my friends and I all wanted to get completely stoned so that we could eat all the fair food.
I was about to say, I was like,
Funnel cakes, también, all that
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. And so we went and we just walked around, and I'm not joking when I say that I spent $200 on food.
Are you?
I
dead
have
ass?
never
shit.
eaten that much in my life. And the funny part is like there's one point where there's this like maze where you could go through and you grab a bag and they have little buckets of candy and you just put the candy in the bag, like whichever ones. And we accidentally were so high that going through this maze, by the end of the maze, we had fucking 2 pounds of candy.
Oh,
And
shit.
we were like, well, we're already here. Might as well buy it. And so, yeah, I bought $200 worth of just like food. And I had everything fried. And I was very surprised. I was like, oh, the next day I'm going to be hurting. I don't even remember shitting. It was that good of a high where I was like, oh, wow, my body like processed
Yeah.
all of this food. This is great. But the another reason why we went to do it was because we wanted to go get high, eat a bunch of food, look at all the pretty lights
Yeah.
and the carnival stuff. And then Willie Nelson was playing.
Oh fuck.
So the whole goal was to be very like peak stoned when he would sing "Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die."
Yeah.
Damn.
And so so made sure that happened, and that was like the first time I had an edible. So it was a good experience, actually.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's fire as fuck.
Yeah, and that was the only time I've seen Willie Nelson. But we were all like, we have to go and see him before he dies.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
crazy because I've never seen him before, and you've
I've
seen him,
and
right? Yeah,
it's
we
kinda-
talked about it before.
What did you think? It was kind of sad, right?
It was pretty sad. He doesn't really move a lot around the stage because he's so old.
And
The
the
poor
he fucks
guy.
the songs up kind of, but like
Yeah,
it's
he
tight.
does. I mean,
I
I was really high, so I don't really remember half.
I was about to say, I was like,
so.
I'm sure if you're high, it's like, oh, this sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High off of legal.
Yeah.
Delta 8.
Delta 8.
Hometown
In every smoke
heroes.
shop near
Hometown
you.
heroes.
Yep.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Luis, do you
Yep.
have a too high story?
Before we...
Sure. I went to Oregon.
Yeah, there you go.
And, I went to Oregon and I ate like 5 gummies before I got in the
He's the
plane.
gummy god.
Gummy God.
And I snuck some in. Remember, I gave you some and then you tripped and like you were like.
Yeah, yeah, that
paralyzed
shit was
from the
tripping.
blood.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, you can't. You gotta learn how to hang.
yeah, I know.
and,
Sorry.
And
No, edibles.
I ate. No, it's true. I gotta hang too. Anyways, I watched King Kong, and that was around that time King Kong versus Godzilla came out. I was watching it on my iPad.
iPad
And
baby.
dude, I started getting hella anxiety. And mind you, the whole time my headphones were on and they were like the noise cancellation. I didn't realize how
altitude.
fucking loud the plane was, and like that started making me freak out even more.
Oh no! Oh no!
On a plane?
Dude,
And you can't leave. You can't jump out of the plane.
Exactly.
Did you want to shit? No, but I was like, nah, fuck this. Like, I was fighting it. I started listening to Leonard Skinner straight up. You know,
If I go-
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
Did they die in a plane?
Yeah, exactly. All these people that died in plane crashes.
Man, yeah,
Fuck, played some fucking Richie Valens.
No, I did know that. I didn't put together that was the joke.
Sorry.
Yeah, that
Lord forgive him.
Yeah.
You start listening to American Pie. Like,
Well, that's our ending song.
There you go.
Anyways, yeah, man, I thought I died for a minute. But then when I woke up, we landed in Salt Lake. I don't know what it's called, layover or something like that.
Yeah, layover.
And dude, I remember going outside, and mind you, I was bigger back then. I didn't realize that altitude mattered places because I've never been out of Texas at that point.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, the air hit me so hard I couldn't breathe. Like, I couldn't breathe. Mind
That's
you, I was
terrifying.
high on fucking gummies. Like,
That's the worst thing to do, like, is focus on your breathing while you're high, because that's how you have a panic attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went with my cousin who was ex-military,
Uh-huh.
and this motherfucker's chopping. I lost his ass. I mean, I was alone on the airport. I felt like Home Alone.
Home Alone 3?
Yeah.
Let's not go through that one again.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sorry.
Anyways, I was freaking out at the airport, and eventually I was just like looking at socks, and he found me. He was like,
You're looking for something that was familiar to you.
Socks, I have these on my feet.
Nothing else
They make me feel
besides
good.
socks. But yeah, that's probably the worst I've ever been high. Or that time.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Everybody,
bleep. You won't throw
thank
you off
y'all.
air. But what about you? Would you say Denver's probably the highest you've ever been, or what? Get into it, bro.
It has
Hey,
to
it's
be.
an hour and 50 in, so we're
I know.
like,
Come on now.
All right,
Yes.
all right.
This is a podcast.
So
This is a podcast.
there was this one time.
It's a
It wasn't
movie.
just
For real.
It's longer than Puss in Boots 2.
It
No, I
wasn't-
like it.
It's gonna become the Batman 2022.
Yeah.
All right, so here's one time I was with my homeboy, right? And you know what I'm saying? We're just chilling, and he has one of those new devices called a Puffco, and I've tried it back in like 2020. I don't really remember the experience off of it, but you know this was pretty recent. Showed me it, and
It's for wax, correct? Like dabs.
Smoking
THC
concentrate.
concentrate.
There you go. Yeah, that's the
Technically.
proper term.
As we call it in Denver, I think.
This is used medically, by the way.
And
Yes.
you were in
So-
Denver whenever it happened.
Right.
Right.
I was in
Okay, go ahead.
Denver, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I did it like I hit it like 3 times. I was
Uh-huh.
like, man, that was really clean. The second hit I did, I coughed. And the third one, I was like, man, I feel fine.
Yeah.
Felt fine. Felt fine. And I
Uh-huh.
remember I was just on TikTok. From the moment I took the last hit, 6 different videos in, I was like, oh my god, this is not okay.
Your
This
world is
not-
spinning.
I was
TikTok is coming to life.
I was so damn scared. I was like, bro, like, this isn't even peaceful. This is bad.
That's
This
that concentrate, bro.
dude, in my head, I was like, all I kept thinking about was like, who was Cat Williams? I kept thinking about like whenever he's in jail and they bring that white baby. That's your son. He's like, that ain't my baby. That ain't my baby. I kept thinking about that skit, and then my homeboy's right there, his girlfriend's right there, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I didn't realize from the first hit, I was on this like they have like a love seat, like 2 love seats in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Love seats, right? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I was on like the very back chilling on my phone, and then I didn't realize I was on the edge of the seat. And dude, like I kept going like that to the ground, like going,
You
like,
hyperfixate, yeah.
dude. And I was like, oh my god, like, and I started freaking out like a freaking like a little bitch. I was like, oh my god, I need water. He gives me water, dude. Like I was so thirsty, and I was like, dude, this is so bad. And he was like, oh, don't forget, we got golden chicken, Papa John's downstairs. Like,
Oh,
bro,
shit. You had food to the equation.
I was like, fuck.
Brought you back to life.
Yeah.
Bro, brought me back to life. It took about an hour and a half, but brought me back to life.
Damn. That was a beautiful experience, huh?
It was awesome.
That was great.
It took you a while to get there, but once you got there, it was fine.
Yeah.
Did you have one?
I already told that terrible ass Delta 9 or Delta 8 gummy story. Whenever they first came out, I took the whole thing and I didn't know they were that strong. And because I was like buying
Oh
CBD
my
gummies,
God.
and the guy's like, these are like CBD gummies, they're just a little more strong. And I was like, oh, I buy them, and I was like reading it, and I was like, is this really gonna get me high? I was like, I don't think it is. I was like, I used to take like almost 10 CBD gummies to feel something.
Yeah.
God
And, yeah.
damn.
I was like too scared to get weed. I didn't know anybody who had fucking gummies, but anyway, and went to the smoke shop. The guy didn't have CBD, and I was like, I didn't know what the fuck Delta 9 was, and he sold it to me, and I didn't have the nerve to tell him that I took it all and thought I was paralyzed for like that whole night. Remember I told you I was like fucking like.
And that was when Delta 9 was in beta testing.
Yes, I was literally like laying there like, holy fuck, I'm gonna die.
God.
Holy
You were
fuck, I'm gonna
test
die.
subject.
I'm gonna fucking die. My mom's gonna come in my room and she's gonna be like, yo, this dude's dead.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
It was fire though. It was fire. And then that next morning I had to fucking go work, and I was like terrified that like they were
It's
gonna
gonna
know.
come back. Oh
No,
yeah.
and not only that, like I was so high that day still fucked up.
The next
Wow.
day?
Yes. I think I
Wow.
took almost 750 milligrams. It was a lot.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Of Delta shit. So my head was like fucked.
That's some lab test.
I remember coming
ass.
home and like being so like tired. I'm like, 6 o'clock. I'm going to bed, guys. Good night.
Bro, you were a test subject for real.
Oh, for
you were a
real.
statistic.
Yeah. And it was pretty good.
So like that's crazy because like being that high, I don't think I've ever been like I've been high as fuck, but I've never been that fucking high. But drunk, I remember drinking too much and waking up drunk the next day.
Oh, yeah.
And like I have plenty of those experience. You know me, I'm a drinker.
Yeah.
No drinker of the podcast. Come on, guys, come on. This ain't a secret no more. But like what's like the drunkest you've ever been? And like you wake up the next day and you still feel it, and you have to like be a human.
Yep.
Like
Oh
Never
no.
happened
Every
to
day
me.
is
I don't
summer
drink like that.
2020.
So remember the Houston Rodeo?
yeah. Going back to it.
Everything is themed around the Houston Rodeo. Mother, you are not listening to this podcast, but if you are, this is a perfect time to tune out. Thank you so much for coming to this podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Mom.
thank you.
You know, we love Corrupt Radio.
Tuesday.
Yeah, okay, cool. It's over. Okay, anyways, so when I was in high school, this is really bougie. My friend had a really rich stepdad who was a piece of shit. So we would sneak onto his yacht and we'd party.
Yeah.
Hey, stepdad.
Yeah. we would just be like, we'd be like, let's not say anything. But then she had like a really cool mom, and I forgot where her mom was from. Her
Was
mom
that the
was
mom from Mean Girls?
no, kind of, except for she was Latina.
Oh, okay,
so it was
gotcha.
like the Latina version of that.
Okay.
So she was
Gotcha,
a lot
gotcha.
more fun. And so she was like, I just won't tell your stepdad, but like go on his boat. And it was this yacht. It was insane. So we would always get drunk on this yacht in high school. I mean, when we were 21 in high school.
There you go.
And
Repeat a couple grades.
Exactly. And so one time, you know, my mom would be like, oh, cute, little sleepover, sweet, whatever. We'd go, and then I would get incredibly drunk and have to go to my parents' house the next day and pretend that I was not hungover. And one of the times, I forgot that early morning the next day, we were supposed to go to the Houston Rodeo.
Oh, damn.
So I have been to the Houston Rodeo incredibly high and also incredibly hungover with my parents.
Dang.
And so, and the worst part is I had a friend that, do you know what FFA is?
Yes.
The Future Farmers of America. I had a friend, it's weird. I had a friend
The
that,
jackets are sick.
it is kind of cool, yeah,
Yeah.
I will agree. I had a friend that did FFA, and so I was like, I don't know, young and just super, I had this terrible headache, and I was sitting there smelling fucking cow shit and like having
the
to
rodeo's
watch my
fucking terrible.
friend just walk a cow around and be like, yay, this is awesome.
Number one.
And I think honestly, I think my parents found out that I was drinking and knew that a punishment would be to make me sit around cow shit. So I'm pretty sure that this was a secret. Like,
It was a setup.
Oh, wow.
like, okay, Emily's a piece of shit. We're mad at her. Let's just go make her go to the Houston Rodeo. And they woke me up at like 8 in the morning, and they were like, come home.
Dang.
You're the only child, right?
Yeah, I'm an only child, so it was scary and it hurt. But again, that fair food came in clutch.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that the same time you spent $200 on it or no?
No, I was no. That was yeah. That was my
My
high
bad.
story. No, it's
Sorry,
fine. That was my
sorry.
high
Sorry.
story.
High school, $200.
Yes,
yeah.
I did not own $200.
Well, damn, this has been an amazing podcast. We went 2 hours. This is the longest podcast.
the longest
we've ever had.
podcast.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
I am making
Congratulations.
records. Woo! Thank you so much. And,
did
it.
it's like I do this for a living.
Yeah, it's exactly. Like it was so like.
If you just keep talking to me, I'll
Oh,
just
yeah.
continue.
That's crazy as fuck because we barely hit an hour, like most times.
Yeah.
Hour
This is a
20 if
marathon
we're lucky.
right now.
But,
Yeah.
like to have someone who does this for a living is like kind of crazy for us. Like because you
It
can
was so natural.
you
Good,
play off of
yay.
us like perfectly well, and like some of our
Yeah.
friends. Sorry to some of our friends, but they don't play off that well.
Nah,
Like we
shout
can
out
talk
everybody.
like nonchalantly, but when it comes to like this setting, like they're like kind of a little shy and whatnot. But you do this for a living, and we
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you
thank you.
so much for having me on and listening to and like being fans. And it's very cool because my life doesn't feel real 99% of the time.
ours
Yeah, exactly. and so it's relatable. But I really appreciate it, and I love meeting new people. And let me know if you ever want to be
Welcome
on.
Emily to the Corrupt
Yeah.
Radio crew.
Welcome.
And I will be on. I would love to be on again.
Of
so
course,
if
of
there's
course,
ever
of
any like
course.
specific
Yes.
topic, I cosplay.
There
so
you go.
Awesome.
if you
Next
need to talk
episode,
about
guys.
Jack of all
that,
trades.
then let me know.
So this has been another episode. We'll see you
Yup.
every Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Shout out Emily,
Yup.
101X. We're sending this off right now. Listen to 101X.
Shout out Marshall.
Shout out Marshall.
Shout out Curtis.
2 hours.
Back home in the pines, where the sun will never shine. Lord, I shiver when the cold wind blows. Little girl, what have I done that made you treat me so? You caused me to weep. You caused me to moan. You caused me
Corrupt Radio.
Corrupt video.